We'll see some more experimentation with these 5 positions because they all got buffed.
I mean, that's super good already. Against the Lone Druid Beastmaster lineup, you know, any hero that gets turned on by that team is going to die in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, the curse has always been incredibly good versus Beastmaster, but then also Cold Embrace versus Lone Druid and Beast is incredibly good. You just, negate all the type of damage that comes out after the roar. Thunderbirds goes for line, so some single target burst and control.
And yeah, so a great way as well to react to an SK and a Legion jumping into the middle of a fight. If you've got the vision game strong, which you're going to have with the Beastmaster Hawks, Beastmaster with the Hawks, line with the instant Hex, those two things make it so hard for a Sand King or Legion to get into the front lines of a fight, because every time you're just going to get instantly turned into a toad.
Yep. I'm into it, boys. All right. Let's see here.
Enchantress ban.
Enchanters.
Yeah, that was an interesting ban.
I mean, I guess it's what Enchantress is pretty good against the Wyvern with the impetus to still kill through the Embrace. Or...
That's probably it. Yeah, that's a lot of magical damage.
Hero that's just been seeing more popularity as well. Manila got picked up a couple times after NP showed it a few times. Good hero to push with. Lone Druid having that frontliner with Beastmaster too.
So which core would fit for SG if it's not Lifestealer, because that one got banned?
Taking the route that we saw EG do a lot of Manila.
Old school.
The Razor pickup.
The old school like Razor versus Lone Druid kind of matchup thing used to happen a lot back in the day.
Yeah.
Got kited a lot last game, so I think this game they're like, we want some ranged cores and just make it a bit harder for Thunderbirds to kite us around.
But it's so it's not that exciting of a hero.
Well,
we put it nice.
It's not gonna be rough too. It doesn't roar. Probably break the link of whoever he's got. I mean, he's got to be pretty close for that static link.
But if he is roared, you'll still have his ultimate that does things, and you still really can't initiate on him that much if there's actually a fight going on. And that also means that Legion Commander is not roared, and that she can just do
And I guess also it's nice as well, Thunderbirds, they do have good lockdown, but it's all single target. So already these heroes are going to try and initiate on the Razor. They're then going to get themselves self-purged, the buffs are going to disappear, they're going to be slowed down, and there's a chance for the Sand King or the Legion to just jump back in and punish these heroes that are suddenly badly out of position because they just don't have the movement speed to get back out.
Yeah, and that also means that you would use the roar defensively rather than aggressively.
It's good to just run at the Lone Druid too. I mean, you link the bear, you just like run in, and you have these other like tools to kind of save you. If he does get locked down by a Beastmaster roar, you have the LC back you up with the press the attack. And you just focus the attention onto yourself. You're just running with the Razor, and then you give your Sand King and your Wyvern better opportunity, because you never want to just like go in with your Sand King or Wyvern. You want someone else to pull the attention onto you, and then they can follow up.
Razor will do,
So Razor can definitely do that. Invoker being grabbed up for Weehaw. Haven't seen this one in a while. I love Weehaw Invoker.
Very strong as well. I mean, one of those heroes I feel a lot of times that when the Wyvern is picked up, the Invoker's normally banned, because already this Cold Embrace becomes a liability for yourselves. You're just setting up for Sunstrikes. Thunderbirds already with the line have good setup for Weehaw across the map. So certainly could be scary letting that Invoker slip through to Thunderbirds.
Oh, would you have Razor mid or safe lane?
I think you have a safe lane here. I don't think you want to do him against the Invoker, do you?
It's more than likely safe lane, but I mean, it's still open. Like, they can still switch it up.
I mean, I kind of like your idea. Maybe have that Razor in the aggressive lane farming against the Lone Druid. You know, make it hard for the bear to really get in on the CS. You've got the link to force him to back out and be very careful. How much gives away. I feel that could be a lane that SG could turn up to, and then they could certainly win.
Man, I just remembered about Alacrity Bear, huh? Alacrity Lone Druid Bear, huh? Sieging.
Oh, yes.
I mean,
it's pretty brutal.
It's even more siege potential than they had in Game 1, sure, from Thunderbirds. If they can get through the early stages of this game, I mean, already just the fact that you've revealed you've got a Razor core, if you're SG, you do not want this game to, I feel, to go past like the 30-40 minutes unless you've massively shut down Resolution, because you're just going to straight up lose against Thunderbirds pushing down your lanes at that stage of the game.
Definitely agree with you there.
If you're Thunderbirds, how greedy can you be with your last support pick? Because I feel they got pretty good lanes regardless, so they can basically pick whatever, right? They can get pretty greedy.
I think they want to...
Oh, Lich pick. There you go. Buff up the bear even more, I guess. Put that armor on him, and suddenly, you know, they just can't click it.
Lich got a buff.
Lich did get a buff.
He can now sacrifice every 18 seconds at max level rather than every 24 seconds or something. It was a pretty big buff. But
it's a weird buff, because like at level 4 Deny, you're not really spamming it as much anymore.
Tinker. Yeah, it starts at the same level as it was normally.
Tinker. I mean, certainly a hero that you get the Ags on Tinker, you've got a way of shutting down this push from the Bear and such for a bit of time. It's, you know, as long as Adriana has a good start, the Tinker could be exactly what they need to hold it off, but then you've got to ask yourself, is holding it off for a Razor to out-carry a Lone Druid going to be a good plan? But, well, we'll see. It'll be interesting.
We will see.
Thank you, gentlemen. Is it enough, gods?
Ooh. It's a tough Tinker game. There's Beastmaster to hunt him down. The Hulk's always going to be able to give vision, so I think it's very hard for this hero to win them the game. It can buy them some time, can defend high ground, but I don't think their late game is going to be able to deal with an Invoker Lone Druid, so I'm going to go Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds are good.
2-0.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Thunderbirds too. I like the Winter Wyvern at first, but as Owen said, he picked it a little bit too early. They have a lot of things that capitalize on the Winter Wyvern now, so... Yeah, not looking too great with that pick, so I'll be going there.
So we're all going for Thunderbirds, and well, hopefully SG can once again try to prove us wrong again. Last game they had a pretty good showing of doing that. So let's find out if they can prove us wrong this time round. Over to ODPixel and Fog.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the casting desk. I'm ODPixel. I'm here with my boy Fogged, and we're ready to go into Game 2 of the first series of the day. It is, of course, Thunderbirds up against SG Esports. We've just seen the drafts. A little excited as there are some, well, at least a hero that I feel we don't see a lot. Lich coming into the mix as Misery will pick it up.
We got two, Wyvern, right? Course, we got like two. This is pretty. I mean, I'm glad to see new heroes, people trying stuff out. This is this is definitely the place to be doing it, at least trying a bit. And I think it works quite well. I mean, the Lich has gotten into several buffs throughout the patches. Chain Frost getting buffed up a couple of times, as Shiva mentioned, the Sacrifice buff, and I think the Ice Armor is just pretty strong. It can always guarantee your off lane too. So if like Misery's paired up with Moon Meander can get a very, very good lane for himself.
Yeah, and I feel really the Ice Armor. Oh. They love those sound bites, Thunderbirds, and I love them too. Keep them coming, boys. But the Lich as well, you know, with that Ice Armor, it's also sort of a pseudo-answer really to the Winter's Curse. You know, if all your cores have the Ice Armor on them, it doesn't matter if the team's hitting them because you're going to be slowing down that boosted attack speed that the Winter's Curse is giving them, and there's a chance you're going to be able to keep them alive. Even if they're cursed up and caught in like a massive ultimate from the Wyvern. Yeah,
that's definitely a cool point. I think also it gives them more fight. You know, they don't really have like early game team fight on the side of Thunderbirds so much. It comes out a lot from just later on because Lone Druid and Invoker both take some time to get their items going along. Lich is gonna hit 6 pretty quickly and be able to just join the fray. So that'd be pretty nice. Some nice magic burst coming out too.
Oh, look at this as well. King, he's got the Sand King set. We didn't see Misery in game 1,
look
but
at that thing.
Lovely stuff from the Brazilians, making sure that they're kitted out good.
He's got level 1000 compendium.
Has he actually?
He does. Look, he's got the little.
What a madman! There we go.
Little symbol.
He is loving that victory money from Kiev. Straight back to Valve. I love it. I love it. That's where mine goes as well. Have you leveled up your compendium yet, Fog?
Not yet.
No,
I'm gonna.
Not yet.
I know their tricks. They're waiting to release stuff later on, so I know you want to wait.
I'm waiting for the discount bundle, you know, they did last time. I'm waiting to get myself some cheap levels.
I still want to get my Wisp set, but that'll come soon. So mid lane looks like they're doing the kind of similar thing. Top lane Tavo getting blocked up. He's trying to pull the creep wave, and it looks like Rezo's trying to meet the wave in the river. So we're gonna have some weird battle right now going on in the river.
Some farming in the river here. Yeah. Sticking with the aquatic theme that Valve are trying to push. Gaben will be happy. As this is where the new safe lane is for Thunderbirds for the time being.
Yep, and Tavo's just, I think he just goes and runs to the other wave now. He should probably
catch the next
pull this one as best as possible, and then, he should be able to get the next wave. But yeah, they're doing the similar strategy though. They're putting King RD around the mid lane, around Adriano, and they're trying to pressure Weehaw. Kind of as expected. It's a Tinker favored matchup already, but with the Sand King coming in and also stacking your jungle, you come out even more ahead. So that, he is also stacking. So he's going to be just surging Adriano's game. I think that's like a really big game plan for SG Esports in general. Like this guy is their big playmaker.
Oh, he really is. We saw what Adriano was able to do on the Ember Spirit. I'm excited to see what he can do on the Tinker after that game 1 performance. No doubt it's all about that. And yes, we've got this top lane, Tavo. I feel like this lane less scary than maybe the game 1-1 with both the Witch Doctor and the Sand King hanging around, but does still have to be a little careful once Saxa starts to grab the levels. Mid lane. SG actually coming in with the wraparound here. They've caught Weehaw out. He'll drop the Meteor. It's not going to be enough to save him as SG pick up the first blood. And again, well, we saw this in game one. Just SG very good at coordinating these movements and ganks towards the mid lane.
They did that one very quick too. The lane obviously gets pulled back on the side of Thunderbirds to their tower because the Lich denies. So the Wyvern doesn't hesitate at all. He actually cuts through the Ancient path and goes toward mid, while HFN walks up very heavily in pressure. So able to find a nice, easy rotation because his pull is actually blocked as well. So he doesn't have anywhere else to go. That was actually like his best possible movement that he could do on the Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, really nice stuff there. Bottom lane, what are we seeing from the Rays at the moment? Pretty much being left in this 1v1 because the support's moving around, but HFN
Top lane, King
is fine with it.
Invis.
Ooh, and resolution relatively low, in fact low enough, straight in with the Burrow Strike and the overwhelming odds. SG pick up the second kill. And again, SG just seem to be so good at these roaming movements that we're catching Thunderbirds off in game one. They continue to do so here in game two already.
Yeah, the early game has been really nice in both games. And I mean, he does get a bit lucky getting the Invis rune in both games as well, but still.
This bottom lane, HFN, you know, been left alone for the most part. Wyvern's going to turn across, make sure that HFN gets a good static link off, and we'll be able to continue to have a very nice time in this bottom lane. 13 for 5 against the 4 for 1. So all good at the moment for this Razor on the safe lane, been getting a lot of experience out of it as well. The mid lane CS, 16 for 9 against the 8 for 5.
Bottom lane, HFN, they've got the Cold Embrace though.
It's hard to finish him off.
Yeah, they've got another nuke soon if he can get a deny from the Lich.
He could turn and chase down Moon here.
Moon might be in some trouble. Do they get the block? They do get the block on him.
They've got him. They've trapped him in here on the lane.
But it turns.
does go down, but as long as they can get the kill, they'll be happy, but it doesn't look like they can. The Duke's there. It pays off for Thunderbirds. Very close to being able to turn it around there as the Wyvern throws his life away in an attempt to secure HFN the kill, but just not quite enough damage on just still the level 1 static link. Not able to steal enough to finish off the kill.
Yeah, they're emphasizing a lot on Moon this game, helping his lane out a lot, as I thought they kind of would with the Lich pick. So I mean, it's working out right there. As soon as the Cold Embrace is used, they just turn targets, even though he does get a nice body block. If it's a very squishy Winter Wyvern, although he has high health, his armor is extremely low early game.
Yeah, what are we seeing? Well, top lane, Tavo certainly has to be careful. I'm sure he'll be hoping for another rotation to come in soon to try and do something, but even with that rotation in the kill, Resolution still in a similar position to where he was in game 1. He's having a great opening. He's still getting the farm, getting the CS. We saw how much of an issue that bear became in game 1, so we'll see if Thunderbirds can continue to keep him safe. In the river, this man is in trouble, and this man is dead. C4T caught out there as Misery and Weehar chase him down. And Weehar picks up a bit of gold here. Saxa actually finding the catch up. Weehar, oh, it's enough. Oh, no, it's not. The neutral creep gets the deny. Good attempt by Thunderbirds, but just a little unlucky there with the Ogres finishing off Tavo.
Great awareness, though, by Saxa. Like, he saw Tavo backing out at low HP, and it's 5-minute mark. So he's like, okay, the Shrine is up. If I can get him before he's able to use the Shrine, it's massive for me. So he does go for that chance with Weehar's Sunstrike, but as you mentioned, the Ogre does get the last hit. So at least he's dead for 24 seconds. Makes him respawn a bit slower. But yeah, I mean, Tavo's doing still great in this offlane with that rotation that came up from King RD, so he should still be quite happy.
Bottom lane, straight up. King RD comes in with a rotation yet again, and we'll secure the kill here for the two of them.
Yeah, this guy is just always an early game playmaker. Is their Spirit last game? Now it's the Sand King coming around. He's just putting a lot of pressure on the lanes. They do spot him out now, moving toward Weeha.
I'll tell you what, if he gets a Blink Dagger this game at similar timing to he was able to in game 1 on the Earth Spirit, he is going to be a massive threat. And coming in, burst and infused raindrop charge. With the turnaround, he doesn't have any points yet in the Sandstorm, and King RD went a little bit of a suicidal mission there. As Weehar says thanks for the kill. And Weehar, of course, is backed up into the jungle. We're going to see him catch back. Oh, that is lovely. Weehar absolutely loving life there. A kill, a regen. Good times for the man, and good efficiency as well. You know, they're giving him this jungle where he's constantly stacking up, clearing them out, and mid lane, Misery, sapping up the XP, getting a fair bit of farm as well on the Lich. And this, of course, will give him that very nice timing on the level 6 here because of how Thunderbirds are splitting up and delegating the different areas of the map for the team.
Yeah, he's going to have it extremely early.
Yeah, what, 7 minutes, level 6.
7 minutes, level 6. And then he can make rotations, Beastmaster Roar with the Chain Frost. That pretty much kills anybody early game. They even have the global potential from the Sunstrike on top. And that's all going to be space made for Resolution. They're going to just try to make action
really
away from this Lone Druid.
And again, you've really got to look at Resolution and say, well, what are SG going to do about him? They had that problem in game 1, and already it seems like that may open up to be a problem again. Obviously, the good news for SG is they are getting farm on the Razor. The mid lane, of course, because it is a Lich, is not too much the Misery can do to keep Adriana out the lane, so the Tinker continuing to have free reign. At this rate, should get a good timing on the Boots of Travel. So it's a strong start for the Tinker. It'll just be a question of how much Adriana can do on the heroes. And there's definitely potential there because we've seen what he can do with an Ember. Can he do the same on a Tinker with an equally as good start?
He's going to need time, though, to build up. Even after he gets the Boots of Travel finish, he does top lane. Sunstrike coming out. Bravo. They've got the Cold Embrace coming out and the Razor rotating in. Thunderbirds know something's up. They have the lane ward as well, so they see the rotations.
I swear that Sunstrike didn't do much damage at all. It definitely hit him, though, didn't it? I guess the creeps, there was too many creeps in the AoE.
I think it got split at least 2 ways.
Yeah, the creep, it looked like it just got him on one creep, but I guess, a few of the creeps must have been in that AoE.
Yeah.
And so, didn't do nearly enough. And as you mentioned, the save was already there from the side.
So Adriano, he's got his Boots of Travel pretty much finished up, and this is actually a nice move from SG. This is the difference that they didn't do the last game. They're pressuring the enemy safe lane. Misery though, invis with Chain Frost.
And drops it straight away. They get the root as well. There'll be a Cold Embrace to try and buy some time, but these great bounces as well, bringing Tavo down low. Tavo trying to get himself out to the sidelines. Isn't going to make it. They'll lose the Razor as well. And as you said, good intentions from SG, but not expecting that play there from Misery. I mean, we already talked about the incredibly quick levels he was getting in that mid lane. To turn up like that, level 7 on the Lich at 8 minutes in, having an Invis rune, perfect for Thunderbirds to turn around that attempt from SG to claim some control of this safe lane from Rezo, and it massively backfires on them.
Yeah, I like their idea, though, of like pressuring the lane, but yeah, Misery's perfect rotation being over-leveled, and he actually maxed the sacrifice. He's got the 1-1-4 build, so he's just running around chain-killing his own allied creeps. Getting that experience going.
And I guess, that is interesting, because what as Gods was saying, normally you don't max this out, right? So the benefit, the buff that's been made to the level 4 is not normally appreciated. But if you're giving the Lich the solo lane and just maxing it first, you're loving that reduced cooldown.
I mean, he's going to be crazy high level this game, that's for sure. And we mentioned like their draft takes time on Thunderbird, so that's like the beauty of why why they wanted to go for the Lich, that early game pressure that the hero does place with Chain Frost. And it's pretty low cooldown now. It's only 100 seconds at level 1. So it's going to be up again in about 80 seconds.
And it goes down a lot. What's it at level 3 once he gets there? If he gets
down to 60.
Down to 60.
So it's 180, 60, yeah.
And as we saw, I mean, it makes it very hard for, well, a lot of these heroes to get. It's so hard for the Razor then to lock down on a target with the static link, because you instantly have to Delta split. You got to get yourself out of there. If if the Chain Frost is flying in. As chasing down will certainly mean drawing aggro from multiple creeps. The bouncers will be there.
Here we go, smoke coming out. Misery eats another creep. It's up again in 15 seconds. He's actually just using it every single time the cooldown's up. He's level 8 already on this Lich.
It's good as well. Sure, it weakens your potential at this stage of the game in terms of the Frost and the armor. But you know that with the start that Resolution's had, this game's going to go on. And when it gets to the later portions, you are going to have fantastic leveling on this Lich.
Oh, HFN. Is he going to get baited here? Looks like he should. Are they able to get the roar?
He's got to get back.
They're trying to.
Now get the Hawk out. It is a little risky. We saw in game 1 a failed dive from Thunderbirds on this tier 1, so I'm sure they'll be a little careful about going for this play again this time.
Especially without line 6, but now they just gave him the tome, so now he does have Finger online, so they have that heavy burst potential to bring him down before any backup can come. King RD, though, waiting in the trees. Looks like they're trying to get the wrap-up around from Saxa. Tinker is coming in, so is the rest of SG. And they should be able to just thwart that Thunderbirds gank. But Weehaw, Resolution, both during this, just farming, kind of as expected. Thunderbirds is trying to peel the aggression away from the Lone Druid, peel it away from the Invoker so they can just farm, because that's what these heroes need to do. So a good game plan coming out from them, and they're executing it.
Yes, and it's certainly a less rocky opening than Thunderbirds had in game 1 in comparison to SG. And of course that game, Thunderbirds were able to bring it back, so the fact that they're coming out of this laning stage already with an edge is certainly worrying for SG.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be a very heavy farm game.
Yeah, for sure.
which doesn't really suit the Razor too well. Like, he wants to be able to pressure towers and be that mid-game dominator, but when the other team's just farming and they have better late game than you, it is definitely a problem. They have to find a way to force those towers. Be able to get that Sanking Blink Dagger would be nice, getting higher levels on the Tinker so that he can have higher levels of Rocket and get involved in those engagements.
I mean, we're seeing there as well with the XP difference just really starting to pan out, and I feel like a lot of that is down to the Lich. What are the levels like in comparison between the Lich and the supports of SG? What are the levels of the supports on SG?
So it's 5-6 and 9-6.
Level 9 on Misery. It makes a huge difference, it really does, maxing it out. He can play very greedy with the levels. And, I mean, levels on Lich, what are the talents like? Do we have any really tasty ones? I mean, level 10, what'd you take? The movement speed sounds pretty good. Plus 25, that's quite a bit.
Movement speed's pretty nice. They're both good.
Yeah.
I think the movement speed's probably better for this one. And then his other talents, yeah,
What'd
I
you
mean,
take?
Cast Range or Frost Blast cool. Frost Blast cooldown get drops to 4 seconds.
Yeah, I think you take that, don't you?
That's pretty ridiculous in team fights.
Halving the cooldown.
And then 150 damage.
You got to take that. We've got a catch out here. Whoa, Chain Frost to the grave. And there will be a turnaround attempt here from the side. As they look to Saxa, they'll catch him out with a wraparound. King RD with a Burrow Strike. But at the end of the day, it is SG losing their Legion.
Yeah, Thunderbirds overcommitted a little bit for it, but either way, they get a Legion trade for a Lion, whatever. That's fine by them. And they're pressuring the off lane.
Moon is going deep as well. He is.
Rezo's coming
hunting
down
with
as
this,
well.
yeah, with Rezo as well. Tinker in a lot of trouble here. The Sunstrike comes through. Tinker's out and down. They don't even need to use the Roar for him. They can save that for the next target, and indeed they do. Moon drops it onto King RD. They'll turn around, bring down the SK. TPs are cancelled by SG as they realize this fight in the bottom lane is lost, and the tier 1 will almost certainly fall as well. Very, very nicely done there. Moon coming straight in, wrapping around the tower with that Hawk, ensuring that the fight was going to be good for Thunderbirds. They've got the vision advantage. They know that backup is limited. It's time to hit hard.
And Misery during all this just armors the tower. And
TP's out.
And just TP's is going to get cursed, so he'll actually pay with his life for this one. But he's stalling so much on these tower pushes that they're able to get their own trades in a much better fashion on Thunderbirds. SG will at least claim this top tower here, but
it took them a lot longer than Thunderbirds did to take theirs. Yeah.
Now they get access to into the enemy jungle. Moonmeander has pretty much got book 1 finished up. Resolution's got his relic soon. Very, very close to it. Weehawk pretty much has Aghanims almost done now because of those Sunstrike kills that he's netted himself. He is 4-1 after getting pressured super hard in the laning phase.
What do we got going on Misery? Is he going to build a Midas? He is.
Yeah, he is.
I like it.
Yeah, might as well.
I like it.
In this type of game, it's like, you know, we just take this game late. We can defend our towers with Frost Armor. They don't have good siegers at all on the side of SG. I think they're fine with this game going as slow as possible. Until the Radiance comes online. Once they get Radiance, once they get Aghanims on the Invoker, that's Thunderbird's go time. They can even just walk into the pit pretty much and try to go for that. It is a bit difficult versus Tinker, but they're going to be much stronger.
I mean, that is certainly another weakness of SG's draft. Maybe they can fight around the pit, but they really struggle at taking Roshan in comparison to the speed that, I mean, Thunderbirds, as you said, they can waltz in and they can take it down very quickly with their lineup. King RD very close to his Blink Dagger, so a very crucial thing in terms of setting up and really finding some action as well for Tavo.
Yeah.
Trying to get some dual wins for the Legion is going to be pretty crucial.
The Hawk is going to put a big factor into this game, because every time that they do try to go for those type of sieges or Roshans, they're going to have vision. They should have decent vision of SG.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's pretty much no excuse if Saxa and Moon are around for Thunderbirds not being able to just instantly hex one of the initiators, and then suddenly SG are losing one hero, and then how are they fighting back with the rest? It's down to Adriano to make sure that he gets a lot done in these fights. How's he doing on items? He finished off his Blink, didn't he, on the Tinker?
He's very close to it.
He's very close to it.
He's got max rockets as well now too, so he can actually get involved in some fights. But now Thunderbirds, they've got the Relic on the Bear. They can just start sieging with this book as well. If he wants to use it, he might just be able to save it for an engagement. Looks like that's what he's going to do. And this is going to be a heavy gain for Thunderbirds here, because SG doesn't take objectives really. They just push lanes out.
And it's, you know, the Razor, he got the farm in the lane, but he didn't necessarily win a lane. You know, it wasn't a lot of action for him. Sure, a couple of rotations came in and set up some kills, but at this stage, you know, when looking at the pace the game's going, what, 16 minutes in, would you rather have a position 1 Razor with Blade Melon and drums, or would you rather have a Lone Druid that's got
HFN
Midas and
top.
Radiance? It's going to be scary.
He can probably go down here. The Roar, the book is activated. Do they have another rotation coming in? Misery is trying. This is a fast Razor,
It's
though.
a speedy Razor with the phase and the drums.
And he's got the
maybe
movement
speedy enough.
speed.
Bottom lane, in fact, the Rockets fly through. They'll catch out Saxa.
Nice. Yeah, Razor actually went for the move speed talent, too, so he is, he's booking it. I see Arteezy always goes for the 15 agi, but...
Oh, does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's, I mean, pretty hard to catch. Whatever, that's fine. He wants to be able to run into heroes as well, just run in and start the engagements. But we hostile, just content. He's just like, all right,
He's
well,
AFK jungle.
just AFK jungling, getting my bots, getting my Midas, getting my Aghanims, feeling good. Rezo's pretty much got the Radiance finished up if he wants to buy it very soon.
Wait, should I?
He
Does he not
almost
go
has
down
it.
the courier?
No, he doesn't. I thought he did. I clicked on the wrong hero. It's weird, like when I click on a hero,
Yeah,
and then if I click on Weehaw and then I click on the bear, it doesn't show the bear's
that's
gold.
bugged. Come on, Valve. Can we get that fixed? That was confusing because I was like, what? He's got 2.3k. What? I mean, as we see the Observer, Weapons demonstrating the bug there.
Yeah, it confused me for a moment as well.
It is confusing. Right, I'll get the Frog to fix that after this game.
Misery getting ran down. HFN with the blade mail. Oh, stun just off the mark. That movement speed. Saxa even target stun there.
Look at this bottom lane. They go for a duel, but with the Sunstrike, it's now Tavo that's potentially in trouble. They'll jump forward with the Burrow Strike, though, and ASG. They will get resolution. Top lane. HFN looking to play around a bit with Weehaw, but a quick tornado will outweather the storm. And HFN is held back. They'll get the Roar onto the Wyvern straight up with the Chaos Meteor. No Cold Embrace is going to save you for that. Doesn't even get the chance to. Too much damage flying through.
Havoc all across the map.
Yeah, it really is. They may have killed Rezo, but...
That was pre-Radiance, though, so that's a pretty big kill on
True,
Rezo.
it is shutting down his Radiance timing, but as we saw there, you know, Weehaw is now at a point where it's like, well, you kind of did a better job at dealing with Rezo in these opening 20 minutes, but you were unable to do what you did against Weehaw as they did in Game 1. You know, at least in Game 1, they slowed down the Templar Assassin a bit because they had good control of Thunderbird's jungle, but we saw this time as well, Weehaw pretty much prioritizing picking up the farm on that jungle near the bottom lane where it's a lot harder for SG to invade. And so he was a lot safer, and even though the SG had the vision in Thunderbird's main jungle, he just wasn't there most of the time. And he's now at a point where, what, 10,500. He's going to be very hard to shut back down this Invoker.
It's pretty much like, in this one, it's pick your poison.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want to deal with? Do you want to
punish.
deal with the Invoker, or do you want to deal with a super farmed Lone Druid? Oh, look at those Forge Spirits. Those are new, huh?
What's he got here?
Look, they're like the tentacle Forge Spirits, too.
Oh,
They're running down here.
look at that.
Look at that.
Tentacles.
They're like little octopuses or something.
They,
Like,
they are, aren't they?
Those look pretty sweet. I like this Invoker.
It's like
set.
little Squidwards.
Yeah,
Look at that.
they're cute. I like them.
Cute. I mean,
Yeah, dude.
would you call an octopus cute? I don't know.
Wow, look at them, dude. I like them.
Scary stuff.
They've got Radiance online now. They've got Book 2 finished on Moon. He's almost got Book 3. They
Yeah.
can start being a bit more aggressive, getting some siege. They just lost all their ward vision on the side of Thunderbirds too, so they'll probably put ward vision down before they try to go for any type of Roche engagement. Saxa finishes up his Blink
now as
Dagger
well.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's go time now for them. They are ready. But SG is at least trying to get a trade-off here. They are being able to pressure the top lane tower. At least a bit.
Oh, this tier 2 is going to be lost though. No way that SG can turn up to stop this sort of a push. And
Alacrity
it is
Bear.
gone.
Just rips through the tower, no problem.
Yeah, I really feel as well, like, how do they kill this bear? Like, they just... You don't have the damage.
It's gonna be hard. I mean,
You
even
really
if
don't
they do
have
kill the
damage.
bear, then it's Weehaw that's gonna be in the
Yeah.
back line. So it's they have to.
Oh, a surprise move.
Yeah.
That was a weird. There we go, Moo, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be seeing some of him later today. We've got a complexity game out there, haven't we? I believe so. We'll be having some of his
Wait, what
action.
happened?
You didn't see it on the main stream. It just showed
No.
Moo's player profile.
Oh, I mean, I'm looking at my screen.
Oh, yeah,
man.
you're analysing
I'm
hard.
looking
yeah.
at stuff. Yeah.
Just a
Oh,
quick
I missed
Moo
it.
there.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
I was
we
like,
had
what the
Moo, he
hell is
appeared.
Owen going on
Why
about?
is he talking
right
about Moo? We're looking at him.
Yeah, Thunderbirds, they're, like we said, super content with taking this game to later stages. SG at least able to claim their first tier 2 of the game, but they're not able to find team fights. Even though they have this Sanking and Tinker and Wyvern for this like team fight kind of thing, they're just getting split up by Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Soxa gets some good aggressive ward down. They have eyes on the Razor and eyes on the Wyvern. Looks like C4T's gonna be the target.
Or
maybe.
Is
Oh, there we go. He spotted now this time.
They got him. He is out and down. He'll buy himself some time here, but once again, Cold Embrace is not going to save you from the burn of the Sunstrike.
SG set up for top. They know Rezo's around the area. They want to try to make a go. They're able to actually find him.
And they will jump forward here with the Burrow Strike and the Epicenter. Resolution surrounded. They should get this kill. They will do indeed. They'll even get the dual damage as well. Misery now turning up. The question is if Thunderbirds can find more. King R will jump in with the dust. He's found the Weehaw Invoker, and they'll get him as well. The overwhelming odds from SG. Misery chased down as well. And SG Esports with what's definitely the best fight they've had this game, getting both Resolution and Weehaw. That
I don't think Rezo expected that type
he
of
did
movement
not expect
coming up from them.
that amount of heroes to be jumping in on him.
Yeah, they saw the Wyvern bottom, and they're like, okay, you don't really expect a Wyvern just being like by himself in those kind of situations. So I don't think he expected like 3 people to go top. The double blink initiation from Tavo and from King RD. King
really
RD
nice.
as well, having a dust. Weehaw definitely did not expect that one coming out either. Gets caught out and dies. So nice little rotation coming out for them. Some small gains. Once they get the Aghanim Scepter on the Razor, that's when they can actually start getting more on the aggressor and going for those objectives. And I actually think he has it finished. Yeah, he does have it finished.
He does, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, Raw onto the Wyvern, and he is gone. Level 3 Necro's pretty damn strong. As he is out of the game. But yeah, so I mean, on the Razor, is this the build? Then you get the Ags, or like, do you like the Aghanim's pickup?
Yeah, it's very good versus like the Lone Druid and the way to deal with the ice armor.
Okay.
Because you're able to siege through it, and the minus armor that gets applied by the the ticks from the storm.
Oh. Hey, having a go here. In fact, they're jumping in. That's a beautiful duel straight in onto the Weehaw Invoker. The Chain Frost does come out, forcing them to split up. They will lose the Legion for this, but HFN looking to try and man up for more stacks. He jumps in with a Hex, taking heavy damage there from the ultimate. They have to back off. Moon will find the double, but now he's surrounded. King R, can he chase him down with the Sandstorm, bringing Moon down low? Will look to TP himself out of there. The Rockets, they didn't have the vision to get onto Moon. Moon will be successful with the TP out. The rest of the 3 will not, though. The Bear trying to finish off King RD, but the laser comes through. No more right clicks to follow up, and King RD will get himself back out. And again, SG Esports taking 3 kills, only losing 2. Very nicely done there. And I guess that in that fight, we really did see the increased power of the ultimate from Razor, thanks to Aghanims.
It did a ton of damage coming out as well. Inside the duel, they were both kind of like locked in. His ult, though, actually ended up killing the book. And Moon chased the book on him and actually killed himself with the necro book damage.
That's the downside.
Brought back. But still, they're showing to be able to still fight quite well if they have the amount of heroes. If they can be able to find like Thunderbird split up, they can still take these engagements with the Tinker coming in.
And I think, definitely a crucial thing is, of course, Tavo getting the duel onto the Invoker. If you lock Weehaw down, you have an infinitely easier time in this fight. So if Weehaw's not caught there, he turns around with a combo, and suddenly SG are losing, twice as many casualties. So getting the lockdown on Weehaw, very, very crucial in these fights.
Absolutely. The big thing for Moon now is having that Hawk vision is very important. He has to know exactly where the Tinker's positioned. He now has his Blink Dagger finished up on Beastman. So this is one of the big tools to be able to find the Tinker, because the Tinker is actually going to start becoming more and more of an issue. He's got Aghanims finished up already for him, and he's level 18 soon. So his damage potential in those kind of fights is extremely high if they can't catch him early. Weehaw's done with that, though. Picks up an Ulti Orb, Lincoln Sphere recipe as well. He's like, all right, I need a Lincoln's before I want to be able to start any type of engagements. But here we go, SG looking to go for another tower siege.
Top lane, Thunderbirds looked like they were trying to set up to catch out the Tinker, but I'm not going to see Adriano head there anytime soon. Indeed, the bottom lane is where the focus is for SG, with their ultimate hammering down onto the tier 1. They'll take themselves 1.
Yeah, it's like their only objective taker is if they have that Eye of the Storm Aghanim, so it's
true, yeah.
super
The
necessary.
tower push is there now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weehawk camping out on the sides here.
Oh, good setup here onto the Razor. We see Tavo trying to come in from the sidelines to find a duel, but he's a little off the mark. This team fight from SG falling apart a little bit. Now the turnaround's going to be there. Sentry's down. Saxa gets the lock onto the SK. They still do have to be careful, though, with the full lineup of SG. Moving in, HFN very low on life. In fact, the Radiant Spare is tickling him down. He's got the Cold Embrace coming out to save, and the Winter's Curse will be dropped. But now the Chain Frost bouncing. They've got to split up, and they've got to split up fast. But the Legion won't be allowed to, as Saxa locked him down with the Impale. King RD will find Rezo on the sidelines, actually getting the bigger trade here, bringing down the Lone Druid. Nice juke HFN there off the Deafening Blast. Goes for the TP. Is he going to make it? No, the finger from Saxa says, get back here. In fact, actually, Weehar was the one to actually take the kill. Looks like Weehar must have finished him off before the damage from the finger came through.
Yep.
But there they have it. They do lose Rezo, but they do manage to make SG pay with HFN going down. But I still got to say, with the heroes that they have at 28 minutes, for SG to just not be doing as bad as they potentially could do in these team fights, it's got to be good news for them. They're keeping the game going. Adriano's getting the space, and they are still managing to find trades, bringing down big cores in return for losing their own.
Yeah, I mean, that was like a botched initiation that just became like not the worst after like at the end of the day. The Legion Commander blinks into an EMP, gets mana burned, isn't able to get the position for the duel off. It gets into like an awkward position, but they're able to counter initiate with the Winter's Curse as well as the Epicenter coming out, and the fight actually goes okay.
Have we got that Halberd complete on the Legion yet? No,
Almost.
still looking for that. Still just finishing that off.
If they're able to actually make a lot of space for this Tinker, he can go pretty berserk in the team fights. If they just like run in with the Razor, Legion Commander blinks in and causes havoc. If they just keep the space open for the Tinker in the backlines, his damage potential is still through the roof, and he's going for a Hex next.
No, it's going to be very nice for the solo potential as well. And Misery, he went for the cast range over the Chain Frost. I guess it makes sense. I mean, theoretically, the halving the cooldown is nice, but I guess if you're a Lich, unlikely you're going to be able to get yourself in position to throw two of them out in a fight when you know, that extra cast range could do wonders for just getting his Chain Frost in, making it hard for the Legion and the Tinker to and the Razor to just commit on a target.
DD Alacrity Bear. They're finally going for the Roche Pit. They actually just finished up. They pick up a gem as well, so and they're able to. They kind of saw where SG was on the map, so this was their first opportunity.
Look at this
to go for it. But yeah, look at it.
That's ridiculous. And he's going to have to mask a Mana Stone very shortly, and pretty much a repeat of game one. This is the time where we can very much expect Thunderbirds to try and push forward and break the high ground. With that, yeah, pretty much finished concoction of items on the Lone Druid that they require to do so. Do lose the tier 2 bottom though. SG continuing to find objectives in return for that Thunderbirds themselves are getting.
Yeah, the thing is that SG has very good tower defense. Like they have Legion Commander nuke, they not only have Tinker March, but they also have Wyvern nukes as well. So they have a lot of ways to just peel Thunderbirds off of the towers. So Thunderbirds needs to try to take an engagement in a way, but it's very hard because SG's been grouped up a lot.
I wonder, will we see you know, a resolution? Does he think about getting something like a BKB or an MKB for the bear because of the laser spam that's really going to slow down what the bear can do with these pushes?
I think he eventually probably will this game. I like them. I think the Mask of Madness is still very good because you win a fight, you take a Rax pretty much, but I think the BKB this game could definitely be quite necessary versus that Tinker spam.
What talents did we see the bear go for, Lone Druid go for this? Was it the same?
We're waiting to see. Well, I just checked it.
Yeah, do you think, because this game with the Tinker and such, are you more tempted to go for the magic resistors? I mean, there's no lifesteal. I feel like you may be. When you have physical damage, I mean, what, Legion and Razor getting in on the bear, it seems unlikely. On top lane, you see the fight kick off. Tavo tries to jump in. King RD gets the burst drop through, and Weehar's gone. That's the Age of Sound and down. Can they go for a round 2? That's the question. They still have the duel. Sandstorm, but they're playing it careful. Misery's turned up, and already the rest of them are on the back lines being chased down by Saxo, who gets the jump in, brings down the Razor with the finger. Moon on the sidelines finds the Roar straight up onto the Tinker. They will get the Winter's Curse down, but at the end of the day, it's SG losing 3 there. Nice wraparound from Thunderbirds. They realized that SG were going in hard onto Weehar, and they utilized that area of the jungle to get round. Find that Tinker in the sidelines as well. Moon very quick with the blink roar to get him in the tree line.
great Aegis usage.
Yeah.
I mean, he just was kind of baiting them in, and then Thunderbirds wraps around behind. Rezo went for the armor, so he just wants to counteract the Mask of Madness thing and just the sieging potential with it. And now this is their go time. Razor's dead
really
for 30, Tinker's still dead. They want to try to force a buyback, and this is going to die so fast when it gets Alacrity with Mask of Madness.
Yeah, this is the point of the game that SG really struggled with in game 1. We'll see what they can do. There'll be a buyback on Adriano. He has to do a lot to hold them off. He has got the tools to do so, and we see that, you know, straight up. Once the laser spam starts to come through, it is very, very hard for them to commit with that bear. They need to be able to jump in and catch him. They certainly will be able to. When they have the Roar back online, I think you're pretty much looking for Moon to maybe even go for the suicidal play. Just jump up, get the Roar on the Tinker, and make it so that Adriano can't continue to spam out those spells and stop the siege from Thunderbirds.
Yeah. I think the damage was done there, though. You know, they forced the buyback, and they put a lot of damage on the tower, and now they're able to. They just get so much gold from that type of Aegis usage, which wasn't like a very clear Aegis usage, but it was just like, okay, Weehawk, go farm on your own, and we'll smoke to you.
Yeah.
And it ends up, massive benefit for them. Razor now has BKB, so he's able to actually like team fight a little bit better, but Thunderbirds isn't really just straight up team fighting. They're taking these engagements in like a very like switched kind of manner.
And is that Misery going for the Lotus Orb, I believe? Oh no, it was Sack, sorry. Was it? It was gearing up for it. Oh no, so it's King RD, okay. Oh, because Lotus Orb this game is certainly a sort of an answer, isn't it, to the Tinker? I mean, especially seeing as he's getting that Hex soon.
Yeah,
you want to have a Lotus if you're Thunderbirds.
Actually, he actually switched from the Hex to Linken's, but yeah, it's the
he's
Lotus
gone
Orb is so incredibly good versus Tinkers at all times. And yeah, like you mentioned, Resolution going for the BKB next.
Okay.
That laser, the laser on the bear is.
It just puts an entire stop to it.
Yeah.
Like keeping that with the rearm, 100% uptime when he's out of the fountain.
The wrap behind from Thunderbirds again. They're trying to find an opportunity to sandwich SG.
Let's see if they could do it. Mass TP's coming into this shrine here. You've got to be careful already. They're losing the Wyvern as the jumps there with Moon, commits the Roar. In return, though, they have got the duel out. They'll take Saxa. The combo flies through, though, from Weeha. Legion falling down low. They will lose him, but HFN pulls the BKB. Now chasing Thunderbirds as well. Away from this all, Adriano comes in with the laser jump forward from King RD with a Burrow Strike. Now has to back away. Forces himself out. They'll chase him down, though, with the bear. King RD in trouble. Can he play his way out? He's got a Burrow Strike in a second. Down to the river. Jump forward from Moon. The Sandstorm Duke is there, but they've got the vision, and that is going to be the gem lost as Moon's able to take the gem of SG as well as his own. 2 gems on the Beastmaster now. And you are down a Legion and an SK. SK down for a full minute. So Thunderbirds again finding a good opportunity to push in. They may have lost 2 themselves, but they still have the Invoker and the Lone Druid alive. Tornado's going to be whiffed here. HFN able to make his way around it, but in fact he'll just be turned upon straight away. Falling low, he's sprouted up. Resolution comes in for a couple of punches. The laser, is it enough to save him? It will save him from the physical, won't save him from the meatball. Drops straight on his head by Weehar as he taunts and ghost walks out of there.
He almost died to the Blade Mail. Using the Meteor Deafening Blast combo on Blade Mail. Very close. Moon Meander now set up on bottom, but yeah, Adriano cancels the TP. But yeah, Thunderbirds isn't giving them the opportunity to actually just take like a head-on team fight. It's like, all right, Razor wants to run in and try to focus the aggression onto him, and then the Wyvern and Sand and everybody kind of follows up with Tinker in the back lines, but it's Thunderbirds like pincering them from all sides and just making these team fights so chaotic and hectic that SG can't take proper team fights. Adriano here, Saxa, Invis on the prowl.
As he got back up Saxon, not at the moment.
With Sunstrike, it's almost enough. He doesn't want to walk into all these marches, though. He's able to catch him. He gets him with the Hex.
As he got the damage. His finger.
He's going to try.
With the Sunstrike.
Oh, he just gets him.
Oh, that's a big one.
Oh, I want to see how much experience.
Huge one.
Look at this experience gain. Oh, 2,000 for the Lion.
2K experience.
And now he gets that level 18, so now the finger's even more
critical.
He's
loving it. Saxa there is loving it. I'll tell you what,
that should be a Rax even, right? That was the buyback.
Yeah, he's down for 60. Adriano is not going to be... Did he spend his money as well? Did he get much invested on the Lincolns? He did not, so sitting on a fair bit of gold. Loses a bit of that as well, and he really is their main source of holding back. Look,
my God.
There's backdoor protection on those racks. You wouldn't believe it, even if I'm telling you, but those racks just disintegrated.
Alacrity Bear. We mentioned it during the panel, during the war room and everything, but look at this damage.
You got to keep him off. King RD just throwing himself in with a Burrow Strike. They've got the static link, but the bear don't care. He's out of there. Oh my goodness. I mean, they need that Tinker. the laser has been able to stop so much of that damage, but yeah, with the BKB now, it doesn't even matter potentially. That is just disgusting.
Yep.
That is like it's a tiny on steroids. It's a few hits and the racks are gone.
It looks like the Razor BKB is on cooldown. He's gonna get his mana burned, comboed up a bit. The duel comes out, but
jumps in, gets Weehard. Do they have the follow-up damage? They don't. Tavo's been left for dead. No, the backup's there. The laser comes through with the BKB on the bear. Resolution takes down Tavo, heading in for the chase down onto the Wyvern, forcing them back, looking for Adriano, and he'll just turn back towards the Rex. And the Alacrity Bear is going absolutely ham. Over a 20k gold lead now for Thunderbirds. I have a feeling like if you're a team playing against Thunderbirds and you're watching this, you're probably saying, we don't want to play against Resolution's Lone Druid. As he just seems to be a man that knows how to find the farm unless you've really got a plan of dealing with him in the laning stage. And especially, I don't think you want to give this team Lone Druid and Invoker. That combo just seems absolutely brutal.
yeah, it reminds me of the wing strategy with the Earth Panda and the Alacrity, but this one seems like it's even more damage.
Yeah, and it's for Thunderbirds as well, it seems even easier to pull off. You know, Weehar being one of the best Invoker players, and Resolution being incredibly comfortable on the Lone Druid. That's disgusting.
Yeah, this is, we did say though, SG, their timing window was like the 30-minute mark, like the 25 to 30-something minute mark, but Thunderbirds came out super well in the lanes and everything, and they're not giving SG the opportunity to get big team fights. It's just these scrappy engagements. And that kind of happens when you're playing versus a Beastmaster. You know, Thunderbirds is able to just pick the fights that they want because of the vision advantage. Smoke coming out from them, Roshan is spotted, they know it's up with their Hawk.
Oh, and a DD on the bear. Oh, that is...
They're ready to go.
Yeah, this could be the... Oh!
King RD gets spotted.
Hex to creep.
Oops.
Oh.
Oh.
Little awkward. King RD's like, what's going on, boys? You're missing all your spells. And he will finally get caught out by the stun. Let's see if they can do anything in return. Does manage to Lotus Orb the finger straight back to Saxa. But that is sanking down. And look at this. Isn't that delightful? The DD Alacrity Bear forcing them to fortify straight away if they want to have any chance of holding on to these racks, and it's not going to be enough. That is just, it's gone.
That's insane. It actually has plus 450 damage when it's Alacrity with the DD.
I feel your King RD there, brings out the sad trombone, and bam, it's gone. They will find the jump in. HFN charging into the fight with the Blade Mail. BKB looking to focus onto Resolution, but the Frost Armor's upon him. They don't have the damage to cut through. The applause is there from King RD as they may realize that it is certainly all falling apart here for SG. Cold Embrace buys some time for Cap, but there the Sunstrike flies in. HFN forces Weehar back.
I mean, Rezo just goes to the racks though. He doesn't care about these fights, these engagements.
Look at that bear.
Yeah,
Lone Druid.
I believe that this game should be getting closed out soon. Yeah, just Thunderbirds with a much better, like, clear game plan going into like the later stages of the game.
Out. They know there's no hope against Megas. And we have it. GG, well played, Thunderbirds taking themselves the 2-0s with this opening series of the NA Division of Dream League, and SG really struggling there in the later stages of the games. We certainly saw, you know, these players on SG, they've got a lot of really strong mechanical potential. You know, Adriano having some very nice performances in both, but just the strategy wasn't quite there against Thunderbirds. And at the end of the day, you hit that, 30-40 minute mark. You're not winning with that sort of a lineup against Thunderbirds with a Resolution Lone Druid and a Weehar Invoker.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lineup that wants to fight, and get objectives after team fights. But if the enemy team doesn't really team fight you and they just farm and they have the better objective takers, that's kind of what you see is going to end up happening. Like, you look, for Adriano did 30,000 damage, HFN did 20-something thousand damage. And then you look at Thunderbirds, and everybody's damage is kind of low, but they were just hitting buildings.
Well, what's the building damage like on Resolution?
Yeah, let's see, Rezo's building damage was 18,000. Compared to the 4,000 of the Razor. So you could tell they had a better overall game plan of wanting to end the game. And they executed.
And the 4K, and that's a Razor with Ags. And as you said, well, you're picking up that Ags to do the damage to buildings, but it's just not enough at that stage. It really isn't. There we have it. Thunderbirds feeling happy with their entrance here into the games today, 2-0. I believe we will be seeing SG again today. But that's it for the first series. We have to bring back in the panel. As are we there?
Hello.
I think they're prepared. There they are.
Hello.
So there we have it. Thunderbirds looking pretty hot.
Yep, they did indeed. And I mean, they were ahead from the whole time.
But they were in this game, yeah. We saw in game 1, yeah, the lead for SG being much more sizable in the early game than game 2. Yeah, they were just struggling throughout the whole time.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's down to maybe the draft there in that second game.
Indeed. Well, we'll let you guys catch a break. And we'll see you back for the next series.
Okay, bye.
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 God, Jake. I mean,
Hello.
that game, at the start, Odie already asked the question. You know, you're going to delay the game with the Tinker. But for what? For Razor, and then you're going to go late game against the Lone Druid.
And they had a way to hit buildings against a Tinker, you know? You get this Alacrity Bear with a BKB
With
eventually.
the BKB, yep.
And even without a BKB, you find picks on the Tinker. Every now and then, like a Beastmaster Hawk will spawn him out, you'll get that roar off, and you'll find the key kill. So it was just a waiting game for Thunderbirds to find the kill, and then boom, base dead. And that base melted.
Yeah, and you got an Invoker that you want to try and shut down if you're SG. You got a Lone Druid that you want to try and shut down. You make a choice, right?
Which one did they shut down that game?
They tried to shut down Invoker. There was a Sand King that was there a lot. Winter
Yeah.
Wyvern came rotate. I believe they got even first blood on that Invoker, or at least an early kill. And then Weeha Invoker does Weeha Invoker things, and he's all of a sudden back in net worth. Right, followed by the Lone Druid, who was not shut down.
Yeah.
Razor is dealing with Lich denies all the time. He was shut down without much effort from, or at least not a lot of rotations coming out from Thunderbirds. It just felt like Thunderbirds couldn't really get things off the ground there.
What's strange is kind of like how similar it was to the first game. We saw the Lone Druid in the first game get that space and get that farm, and then let him go through it again. Let's take a look at this replay here.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
Let's see what we got. All right, we got a Sand King coming in from the side. We got a Jewel, perhaps, if he can find it. No?
No, that's...
And an Ice Ball.
Yeah!
They still get the kill on the Invoker, I believe. So that's
got the Aegis, though.
Yeah. So that's, but at least something. So maybe they can still Jewel. No.
I think if you watch the minimap, they're coming in. You know, they're looking to flank from behind here, and that's kind of where SC Esports are getting kind of caught by surprise and overextending here, because they know they can kill the Invoker, but what they can't do is get out.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, they do manage to take off an Aegis, but at what cost, as
Roar.
some would say? Roar up on the top left.
That's the Tinker down.
The really nice thing with the Roar is, while that was going on, Lion over here was dealing with the Legion Commander,
Yeah.
so there was no press the attack. You couldn't get rid of the Roar. They made sure that their 2 initiates went on the different targets.
Yeah, great rotation coming in. Overall, it was just a very clean executed game, I felt, from Thunderbirds. I didn't feel like... Well, that's hot. I believe we were talking to Misery. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, how are you doing?
Doing okay.
Are you
How
in
are you?
Stockholm right now?
Yes.
All right, how are you liking Stockholm? It's been raining today, apparently.
Yeah, but it was really good weather the other days, so Stockholm is super nice.
Good, good.
It's very close to Copenhagen, which is my home, so it's like very similar. So that's good.
So how long are you going to be boot camping in Stockholm for?
I think we're leaving on the 3rd
All right, yeah.
for Moscow.
Saturday or something. For Epicenter, indeed. So how's the boot camp going? You've been practicing for a while, because before this there already was a boot camp in the US as well, I believe.
Well, that bootcamp was basically to qualify for Epicenter, and then we had like a week, 10 days off, and then now we're back at it, and it's going fine. I mean, most teams are actually at Manila, right? So
Yeah.
there's not that many teams yet, but it's still fine. Like we're playing some Russians and some teams, so it's fine.
Okay, that's good.
Is this the Misery? Hello, Misery.
Hello there.
Hello there. What the hell's going on at your house, man? Are you guys having a pool party?
Oh, can you hear that?
Yeah.
We're playing at a net cafe, Inferno Online, in Stockholm, and there's like some charity thing. Everybody's drunk and stuff. It's
You
great.
guys are at a LAN cafe?
That's right.
We've been to Inferno Online.
Damn, dude. You guys just winning games at LAN cafes. What year is it? Well done, Misery.
So, Misery, I had a question about the draft that game. Something Shiva also brought up was, most teams with the 4 position are running these more active heroes like Sand King Nyx. That game you guys had a Lich. Like, what was like the idea behind picking something more slow-paced, defensive, and not going with like a traditional ganking 4 position?
They also had like a Wyvern and Sand King, so they couldn't really do much. But I also just felt like playing Lich. I don't know if many people can say that, but yeah.
I was gonna say
wrong with
that's not an urge I have very often.
gonna play some Lich this game,
I mean,
guys.
you
So,
you
yeah.
max your sacrifice and you just sat in lane denying creeps. Is that fun for you?
Well, I was kind of like, sometimes you debate whether you wanna like go 2 or 3 points in it and then start maxing an over or whatever. And I just felt like, well, let's get that 18 cooldown, the second cooldown sacrifice, and just keep denying range creeps to Tinker or whatever. I mean, at that point, I didn't really have much to do, right? It was just a farm fest, so I just maxed it, and I think probably I got a lot of levels I wouldn't have otherwise.
So that is, he got a little buff. Is it enough? Are we gonna see more Lich? Or was this just an
don't know.
urge you had that you just had to get out of your system?
I don't think it's gonna be like every team's gonna start picking Lich out of nowhere, but I think some teams might pick it sometimes, like ourselves.
It was SG Esports. You needed that Frost Armor to protect their buildings. That was pretty dirty. You guys with the Alacrity Bear killing buildings through backdoor protection.
The Frost Armor is actually pretty dirty these days. When there's 5 heroes hitting it with the new change, and the Frost Armor is like a lot of armor on the tower.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Misery, we're gonna talk to you probably more, depending on how you do, because you got more games tomorrow, at least for the Dream League right here. So hopefully we'll talk to you again then, if you win.
Yeah, we have to win to
Yes.
talk to me, right?
It's
Okay.
Correct. All right.
That
so
gives me the motivation. So let's do this.
oh,
The
the
greatest
only
goal.
motivation you need. And who cares about $1,000 a game and qualifying for a LAN, right? All right. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, and have a great evening.
Okay. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
And that was a Misery from the Thunderbirds, and we have got some standings for you guys. They're all updated, and well, this was our first series for the NA region, but Thunderbirds are on top 2 points. And that's
Damn it, Sheever. It was so easy.
2 points.
2 points.
2 games. We just saw them.
2.
2 points. So, next series.
Oh, yeah,
Nah.
gods. You're back.
All right, that's yours. I'm gonna give it to you.
What do
Boom.
we got here? The
All right.
red button. Not the meme league, but the red button itself.
What's happening over there? All right, this might take a while.
They're wheeling something in at an
Yeah, and it's
incredibly
taking some
slow
time.
rate.
It seems like it's something very heavy.
It's either very heavy or they're very incompetent.
Oh, I see
God.
food. Oh no, it's drinks. Oh, it's drinks.
Oh.
Oh, and a fox. Hello. Thank you.
Fox, a new character.
A new
Yet so
character.
fast. Watch out, Fox.
Don't bump your head.
I wasn't the camera again. That was
This-
pretty mysterious, you know.
This
We don't
looks
know.
harmless at
I've
first
got it
sight.
unlocked.
You
Yeah.
know,
We don't get a lot of new animals on Dream League, but Fox had a
All
very
right, all right.
freaking-
Shaken, stirred, and still a virgin.
Whoa,
All right, that's the title.
thank you.
we're making
Make
cocktails.
your best drink fit for a spy. Taste it. Make others taste it. And then vote for the best drink. Crown the best drink mixer. DLP, Dream League production.
Okay,
And a heart.
fantastic. So we get to do some cocktail
We get
mixing,
to do
huh?
some cocktail
Nice.
making.
All right.
All right, we got
Good.
the fox go. Okay, all right. Are we gonna go down? Oh, we got honey. We got blueberry juice. We got some red berry juice, tomato juice. Fogden Owen, come in, please. You are also part of this.
Oh god.
all right. We got apples, pears. We got some cinnamon, egg. We got egg.
I have severe allergies. I don't think I can participate.
I ain't got no nuts.
I don't see no peanuts here.
We have blueberries. Now he's also
I
allowed
can't
to
do
all
berries.
one.
The
He's
berries is
allowed
the
to
one
all
thing.
the berries, and the berries are
Oh yeah,
the
you can't do
juices.
berries,
So.
can
Oh,
you?
I can't do berries, so as long as that's not touching it.
Okay, we are lifting this up on the podium. Owen, can you carry
Oh
the
God,
other
I'm gonna
side?
drop this. Fog's stronger.
Yeah,
You do it,
please.
Fog.
All the guys.
There we go.
Please drop it.
No, they dude, I saw them assembling this thing. I don't. That they put a hard
Wh-
work.
Why did it
Lot of
take
hard
so
work.
long
Where
for those
was it
two to
going?
bring it over?
We gotta put it next to the TV.
Well,
Next to the TV, okay,
next
I
to the
got
TV.
Oh, that seems safe.
Put over it, put over it. There we go, in the light. Look at that, it's beautiful.
Oh, wow.
This looks cute.
It
This
does
has-
look cute.
Wow.
There's so much
All
stuff.
right.
All right, what are we doing?
Thank you.
What nasty
We're
shit are we
mixing
gonna
Do
this.
whatever.
You can make it colors. You can put whipped cream in that egg. There's Monster Energies to mix as well. I do believe
What do we mix?
that's something that
Why would you
we got
put egg
ice,
in?
Coke, Fanta, and Sprite.
What do I
And
mix?
we got a knife to cut the fruit and stuff.
All
What?
right.
Just start
Let's go.
mixing. All right, what should we mix?
All right.
It depends. You can do it.
What's
Ooh,
it? Is this,
several
is this mint?
assorted monster
What
flavors.
herbs?
All right. The key is you gotta shred up the mint. That's where you get the flavor
Oh,
out.
mince it.
We got 2 minutes. Oh shit!
Okay, now there's artificial time
What is
limits.
this? This
Now
is
we
a
have problems.
smoothie.
All
Oh,
right, some mint
Wanna put
here.
some mint
Gotta
in.
mix it on your hand.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
to release the flavor.
This is where
This is where
the years of bartending.
bartending,
have
yeah.
kicked in,
oh
you know?
damn it! I never done that.
That's
What
okay.
else we got?
So we'll put this.
Why
Probably
would you put
tasted.
milk in?
Have
some
some egg whites.
Some Sprite.
Anyone allergic to egg?
No.
Just the entire
Just-
Coke.
I'm sorry,
I
Fog,
can't
you
separate.
cannot drink my
Are we
mixture.
not putting egg in?
I'm fine with not drinking any of these.
I'm gonna
You,
break.
you want to do the egg white, but not the yolk. That's the key.
Sprite with
What's wrong with
mint.
the
That
yolk?
sounds pretty good.
The yolk is the thing that makes you sick.
Yeah, you don't want the
I don't know
raw
where to
yolk.
break this egg.
It's
Oh
like
my
a
god, don't do it on top of the table.
Don't do it
more.
on the table. I don't think that the production would
Where
really
does it say to
appreciate that.
break it? I'm gonna
Let's see
make a
who
really
can get a
bad.
better egg white.
Some cinnamon. Cinnamon with
Oh.
Sprite sounds pretty good, right?
I want to put.
And mint.
Sorry if I get egg in the carpet.
Oh, there's some vodka back here too.
Egg
I'm
in
just
the
kidding.
Oh yeah.
You have to not break the yolk.
Well, what's wrong with getting the yolk?
All right,
in?
I am not drinking Parker's.
I actually am not
what
allowed
the
to drink Parker's, by the way. Raw eggs are not
Raw egg, yeah.
allowed to be in my diet. Thank you.
Don't worry.
Oh god, what are you doing?
Is this
over there?
cinnamon? We got some
I need a
cinnamon here.
steri
Let's get some
stick.
cinnamon in here too.
I put the whole egg in.
You put the whole. I am not
All
drinking
right.
yours
I
either.
need some honey to wash down the egg.
Here's some like lemon or lime juice
Oh,
here.
here.
What do we got? Oh, perfect.
Lime juice. Oh, I'll take some lime juice
Yeah,
and
you need-
some.
I put a
Is
crap
this
ton
food
of honey in.
coloring? I can't read this.
Food coloring, yes. It's food coloring. What are you gonna pour it on your? Why you're pouring that on eggs?
Nothing. It's
This
got
green food
Is this
coloring?
cinnamon open?
Yeah, I opened the cinnamon.
So I got some cinnamon, some
Green
eggs, some
food
honey, some mint.
You don't want any lime?
Oh, I'll have a
I'll take
square
some.
of
Yeah,
lime.
I'll have some lime too. Oh, Owens is gonna be repulsive. Egg with lime, huh?
Jesus.
You know you have to taste
Alright.
your own,
This says
even if you can't taste other
I'm
people's.
making this for someone else.
Electrovod.
Can I have the cinnamon, please?
I don't know what these things. I think they bought us some.
Is this olives?
some stuff.
Food
Oh
coloring.
god, I haven't got
30
any juice.
seconds.
I've not actually got any.
We needed more time.
I've got egg.
What is this?
We needed more
I'm
time.
gonna put some biscuit.
Anybody muscles? Open the olives.
Oh god.
I can't get the olives open. Flax, you have muscles?
Oh god, no, I'm not
oh
opening
yeah.
those. I have
Yellen
my own
wants it.
drink. I
This
have
is
to
where-
deal with.
This is where it gets good.
Mint cream. Oh shit, I want.
I
That's
got
the
the olives
base
open.
for
There
my
we go.
drink.
Good. Nice. Someone is. How do I get the olives out? Is there a spoon?
What's this thing? What is this?
I don't know, but just put it in there.
Coloring?
Food coloring.
Oh, I'm okay with my color.
You know, this is actually not bad.
Mine's gonna be
Some of
disgusting.
us are making delicious drinks, and the other ones are making. I've got raw egg
Have we
with little shit in it.
10 seconds.
that's
I
some
need
mixed
to
bag.
put some milk in.
No, you don't. Really don't. You really don't.
I'm not gonna even put
I
anything
need
else
to
in mine.
put the milk in.
I'm thinking ruining it with some honey, but we'll find out.
Oh, this looks
You need to
actually
work
really
on the
nice.
presentation.
I'm gonna put a lot of milk in. Mine's a milkshake.
I have to stir this for 50 seconds. I'm sorry.
And a
Doesn't
dash
fit
of
in the agenda, but it
Fanta.
has to be done.
I
I'll
need
let other
some
people
food
drink first.
coloring or tran bar
Mine looks like
juice.
death.
Oh, I have to take a seal off for that. I ain't got time for that.
The cutting board.
I need some Monster.
No, definitely not listening.
We have to serve. There was a countdown.
Wow,
There
Parker's
you
looks
go.
like a
I'm
real
go- I'm
drink.
garnishing mine.
What? Yours looks actually really good.
We're done.
I fucked up my garnish.
All right. Present then. I will let. Oh, gods, you go
Shit,
first,
let me-
please.
I
Yours
need
looks
to
like a
fix
real
my
drink.
garnish.
Mine looks like death.
All right. Owen, you
All
go
right,
first,
we're all
please.
done.
No, I'm still mixing.
We gotta still mix.
All right,
right,
mine's gonna
who's
be.
done?
Oh, Owen.
Oh,
All right. Are you done, Jake?
I'm done. I'm done.
All right, taste it,
Yours
please.
looks real.
This is
pretty good.
called
Straight
blood
monster.
coke.
It's a monster, huh?
oh, yours looks nice.
No, yeah, taste it. Where's your straw?
what's the
you think?
name of
This is no straw, you know.
Present it.
Present.
It is a apple surprise.
Nice.
Oh, my god. Is it actually good?
His, I think, is gonna be decent.
You dropped an apple.
It's not
Is
bad.
it? I mean, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It's actually alright.
I'll try
What have you
mine.
got here?
This is a.
What's the
quite
color?
sour.
This
There's a
is
lot of lime.
Sprite with some food coloring, olives, mint.
Oh my god, can you hold that up to the camera? It
at
makes
that.
an ooze every time he moves it. Oh.
Sprite, cinnamon, olives. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh god. How else is it? You're on.
It's actually not that terrible.
Wow.
It's like Sprite and cinnamon. It just tastes like Sprite and cinnamon.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, mine's got a full egg yolk included, maybe some eggshell as well, some mint, a whole lot of milk, about 1 part blueberry, whatever the Swedish do with their blueberries, and some whipped cream as well mixed in, and some various other
Drink
surprises.
it. Don't delay. Don't delay this.
Mexico, dude. I see the chunks.
Oh my god.
It's not that bad. It tastes like a mojito.
There's no way. There's no way.
Jake.
All right, it's a blood
try
Coke.
to drink.
It's got Coke, vanilla,
Yours are nice.
a touch of Fanta, 4
It doesn't
mint
sound-
leaves, and a bunch
kinda
of blueberry
milkshakey.
filling for the blood texture. Blood Coke.
Blood Coke.
Oh, this isn't bad.
That's one of the best things I've ever made. Blood Coke is hype.
Extra like citrusy monster.
I got blueberry things with lemon juice, mint, cinnamon, and honey. So
Can I try yours, Owen?
It's not that bad. It's like a
How's
monster.
yours, Chief?
It's not.
it's very
I
refreshing,
will not.
guys.
No, it's
Please
not
don't
bad.
compare it to our
Mine's
main
actually
sponsor.
nice.
Yours is nice.
Oh my god, our breaks.
It's not that
Our
bad.
drinks rather in
It's
the
not
break.
horrible.
We'll be right back.
It's just like gone.
What if there was a dream hack PC? What if we told you there is? This is the DreamHack PC, built with the best components on the market, optimized for a flawless esports experience. Just add games.
Oh. So we rated the drinks.
Yes.
And there's a couple of categories that we needed to rate. So if we're looking at Fog's Drink, you just saw it just looks like something taken out of a pit somewhere in the middle of the street. It doesn't look good.
It looks like the runoff that goes into a sewer, for sure.
Yes, it looks bad, but it actually tastes pretty good. So in terms of contrast, looking bad, tasting good, it scores a high 10. That's the best one in regards to contrast.
Yes, and
I'll
uniqueness.
take that, guys. I'll
Yeah,
take
yeah.
that.
It tastes
Do you
like
have a name for yours, by the way?
Cinnamon sewage.
All right, great job.
I actually like that. Then we got drinks that look good and taste good. And in that case,
God's is-
it's God's
God's,
one.
yeah, for
God's one
parents.
actually looks like a real proper cocktail
Yeah.
with like nice pleasing green things in yellow.
It's nice. It's nice. It looks like when you've
Very
got
good,
that old kind of ready-made mojito, and you have to urinate into it. Yeah.
I'm glad my years of bartending built me for this moment.
Yes.
I mean, there's some experience in there for sure. I mean, you knew you
I
did it
knew
for
I'd be
some
on
point.
Dream League one day and get to make a cocktail.
Yes, got him.
Oh, and go to the war room. We have work that we're gonna do
Okay.
soon.
Yes.
I'm
Get
not
the hell
taking
out of
this
here.
Yes, because he didn't win.
No one
Look
has
at
anything
that.
to say
That
about
does
Owen's
not win.
drink. I'm
That's any
sorry.
award.
It's making me shake. I don't know why. I've started shaking. I've got the shakes off that drink.
And then in terms of taste, mine got a lot of good votes.
It was Sheever. Sheever's the winner from Taste.
I
Let
was
her
the winner
have
for
it.
taste, but it doesn't look as amazing as God's, and it is slightly on the sour side. So if you would prefer something on the more sweet side, you would go for Jake's, but it is also a fizzy drink.
Mine's literally, I just poured a Coke in there and put 3 mint leaves in. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, back to the war room to see the draft
Right.
for a second series. It's Team Freedom versus
they got the next
SG
assassin.
Esports again, and they ban out the same. They ban out the same heroes once again. We got a Nyx Assassin first pick, and again a respect ban for Clockwork against SG.
They pick Nyx a lot of their games on Freedom, but they run it both in support and offlane. So I'm gonna leave it as support for now, but I think
I
it's
think you're
it
good to
depends.
say that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen Francis play it a lot. F. Lee, he's been playing in the support role a lot, and Snaking's been playing more something like a Darkseer or something along those lines.
Snake King. What a legend.
The king himself.
The king of snakes.
Let's see if SG takes a completely different approach since they just dropped their last 2 series. I think the Sanking is still probably going to be picked up though.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how they do. We're a team that isn't running away from them, right?
Okay.
Last 2
it's
series,
so
we saw so much space made for the Lone Druid, who just went ham. So it looks like Team Freedom's already not valuing that style with a Nyx. He's kind of very active.
figured.
So there we go. They're going to go with the Sand King and the Witch Doctor, huh? Active
Well.
supports.
And they saw Witch Doctor earlier on when Thunderbirds picked it against them, so they're like, hey, we can do that too.
Very versatile, Sheever.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, that drink left just a bad feeling in me.
I think my drink as well. I'm kind of feeling it moving through the different organs of my body.
What a great idea to have that at the beginning of our.
We've got 4 games to get through.
All right.
Who needs a bucket?
All right, so Freedom going to come out with their second pick.
They probably see both supports here too, so they have. Maybe they want to draft themselves in early another support since a lot of them are already taken out of the game.
Sure.
If not, I think they go for the Darkseer because they love this hero.
Well, what's kind of the big heroes for, CCNC? What's he hot on?
He's
Freedom?
been playing the TA, the Tinkers,
TA,
and stuff like
Tinkers.
that, yeah.
Is he good on the Invoker?
I think he plays it, but not like crazy, man. Oh, this was another hero. So they were picking a lot of Darkseer Jakiro as well a couple weeks ago. They haven't played like a crazy amount. I think it's been like the last 5 days they played versus Complexity every single day. So
Oh, really? So this
Yeah,
is where
they
they're
played-
getting that from, yeah.
six games in a row versus Cole.
The ultimate challenge.
Hey, they have another match tonight as well, Freedom versus Cole.
Yes,
Oh,
they
yeah.
do.
By the way, that's our last
Oh.
series of the night.
All right, so Jakiro picked up there. We've been seeing a lot more Jakiro ever since the, actually being able to hit your ability buff there.
Yeah,
So,
ever since Starlighter happened and TNC were picking it the first 2 pretty much all their games. Just a safe hero, and yeah, like you said, it's a support that actually hits buildings, which is pretty much only Jakiro.
Warlock got banned out. Now he got some changes as well. Is he any good anymore? I thought those were pretty significant changes.
What, you got the mana nerf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
just a small increase. I don't think it's that.
did you
crazy
do the
nerf.
math though? Refresher.
For refresher,
Yeah.
you need what? You need 1375 to do refresher ulti. So you need a pretty big chunk of mana pool, but
So you need some extra items before that.
I mean, if
Yeah.
you've got boots, you should have enough.
the thing is that
shouldn't
usually you don't even see like the
Radiant
Warlocks
team
having the
back.
big impact in the games because they have Refresher. Usually they just have the impact because they have the Golem in the mid game. They hit level 20.
Yeah,
They
the
get the
fatal
Golem that
bombs.
drops down Fatal Bonds throughout all stages of the game.
Yeah.
And Shadow Word for sustain is incredibly strong, and then not even to mention Upheaval. So I don't know if the
10
nerf was that
seconds
crazy
remaining.
on him, to be honest.
Dire team back.
I'll hurt my pubs, Fogged. I'll
Did it?
tell you that. It will hurt the pubs.
Okay.
All right, anyway. Lifestealer banned out as well. So not too bad of an idea there. They've already got a decent amount of physical stuff and not too many ways to deal with that so far.
10
Terrorblade knocked
seconds
out, though.
remaining.
It's interesting how Terrorblade has kind of fallen off. We could have
5
barely find a
seconds
game without
remaining.
a Terrorblade for a while in Dream League, and now, you know, he's getting some time
Resolve
out. And he's
time.
kind of being ignored a little bit. Any ideas why?
He got hit by nerfs, right? The illusion nerf in 7.05, I think it was, and then in 7.06 he got a movement speed nerf on his Metamorphosis.
Yep.
So he has gotten nerfed a couple times. And that definitely affects him. And new carries start,
Radiant
coming out,
team
and
pick.
people start learning how to play versus heroes better. He's weak to magic damage, and people are drafting a lot of heavy magic in team fight now in the early drafts.
What? Yes,
Okay.
they
This
are
is a very-
dying.
Very SG esports pick right
Yeah,
here.
this is.
These
this
guys
is one of
love-
their lovelies. Yeah.
Love their Undying.
God
And
damn.
now that looks like it's going to be a Sand King in the offlane, right?
Yes.
And it's going to be the
Yes.
dual sustain supports and the heavy, strong laners.
Undying offlane as well.
10 seconds remaining.
Could they go aggressive
Well,
with
yeah,
that?
I mean, the Undying can go to both of them. I mean, you can even hang around in the middle if they want to
5
try and put
seconds
some
remaining.
aggression.
It's
You know,
usually King
that's a good
RD
matchup.
playing it for them. He farms
Yeah.
really heavily on the hero. But yeah, we'll see him, like, he's
Reserve
going to be
time.
running around the whole entire map. Probably the same way that he did in the last two games that we saw.
Juggernaut for
Very safe.
freedom.
Radiant team
Very
pick.
nice already against. Wow. And Blade Fury is going to be pretty massive. You've already got kind of these heroes that are going to be moving around and you're off lane. And normally they're the heroes or the roles that you look to get someone with a lockdown through that magic immunity,
10
whether it be
seconds
getting an off
remaining.
laner like an Axe or a Legion, some sort of control. So a nice little sneak
5
through there with the
seconds
Juggernaut
remaining.
for freedom with that third pick, I feel.
Hero had high success as well, Manila, right? I think it was like a
Reserve
70-something% win
He
rate.
had an 83% win rate.
83%.
83% win rate at Manila Masters.
Jeez.
Don't sleep.
SG, I'm interested if they're going to go all in on this early game. Undying, of course, fantastic in the early and pretty good in the mid. And yeah, they're going to just a
so
lot
far.
of
Dire
burst and
team
run at you. That's cool. It can work, but I feel like they're revealing that hand a little early. What's stopping Freedom from just getting some like mega late game and holding out?
You're too greedy, I guess you get punished and
Yeah.
you lose the lanes hard. But what they've, I think, been smart about is picking heroes that
10
are pretty
seconds
strong
remaining.
defensively. Like Jug, you've got Healing Ward, Blade Fury. He's not the easiest hero to go on.
5
He's not going to get
seconds remaining.
destroyed like a Terrorblade or a Greedy carry might. So I think for Freedom, you're just looking
Reserve
at
time.
finding ways to make sure you don't get overrun too badly in the laning stage.
Do Freedom play the Magnus in off lane? Could they do a Jug Mag thing, or is that not very Freedom-esque?
I think they can, but I think that they would probably stick to their comfort and just do like the Darkseer looks really good for them here.
I mean, Abaddon's still there. Is that something that we could see?
Baden's a possibility that they do.
Yeah, some kind of defensive heroes would be fantastic this game. Like maybe, don't call me crazy, but maybe even an Omni Knight might be good here. Jug Omni, huh?
Have seen them play it. Not, I don't think in their last 6 games I want to say, but I did see them play it like a week and a half ago or so.
Ooh,
better
better.
Baddon,
Look at the bat on the off lane.
Radiant
I
team
completely
back.
forgot this hero actually was a thing, even though it was extremely dominant at Manila, and I think this hero has gotten a lot better since the recent patches.
Did he receive any nerfs in the 7.06C?
No.
No. So Bat's still where he's been. Yeah, very,
10
very strong.
seconds remaining.
And well, I guess in terms of save, I mean,
5
SG,
seconds
they have got
remaining.
they've got the ult on the Ursa, but other than that, whoever else gets gone
Reserve
isn't
time.
going to be protected too much from that lasso. Leaving that mid pick open. I mean, with SG as well, is this definitely going to be an Ursa safe lane, or do they have the potential with their players to put in mid if they see a favourable matchup and sort of turn it on its head against Freedom?
I mean, they can. I think it's more than likely going to be the safe lane thing, though. I think this Batrider pick also signifies that they want to keep the supports down there. Like, they're probably going to even move, like, the Nyx down there with the Batrider. Also leave it in the safe lane,
Okay.
but I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on the safe lane to make sure that those supports can't, like, rotate around too much. Batrider's just used this heavy lane dominator lately. And out the Lina for themselves.
Dire team back.
I like that Lena ban. That would give him a lot of burst damage and a lot of ways to shut down those supports and blow them up. So smart there. And she transitions pretty good in the late game too, you know? New sniper hitting towers from far away. So nice job there with that ban.
Remaining.
Let's see. Who do you not want against you on Team Freedom?
5 seconds remaining.
Probably depends what mid they're going for. They'll ban something that's going to counter the mid that they have in
Reserve
mind.
time.
So that is.
Well, let's see.
I mean, could Freedom have also
10
been
seconds
setting
remaining.
up for, as you mentioned, one of the heroes he plays, you know, the TA in the middle in
Think
this
Freedom,
game. They've
yeah.
banned out DK and Terrorblade, 2 heroes that, you know, high physical resistance with the armor. Very hard for TA to burst down. They pick themselves the Jakiro, so it can't be picked against them and puts SG off picking a TA. They've banned a Slark, someone else with the Dart Path, very good at
10
getting through the
seconds
refraction. And
Oh, yeah.
also, yeah, with that Slark ban as well. They themselves maybe
5
considering that maybe the
seconds
Ursa could be
remaining.
moved mid in an attempt to outdo them. Ember Spirit, of course, another very strong mid laner,
Reserve
still in the
time.
pool here and could be very nice. Go for a
So go
puck
for
though.
puck. Okay.
Radiant
I was thinking
team
it might have actually been Templar Assassin as
Yeah.
well. I was actually grabbing it early on.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that I like the Templar because if she got ahead, they'd have no chance. Puck,
Yeah.
he's going to have a rough game.
But he's
There's a
good at
lot of
kiting.
stuns. Well, he's got the ability to kite, but if they ever
10
get him,
seconds
he is
remaining.
done. He is blowed up, that little fairy dragon.
I mean, SG themselves, we saw how well Adriano
5
played in game 1 with the
seconds
Ember. Surely he could just pick up the Ember here, or is the puck too much of an issue in the lane?
It's a hard matchup in the lane, but
Okay.
Ember can go over
Reserve
resort to
time.
jungle. But yeah, I mean, CCNC is a very strong mid laner at his mechanics, and Puck can really hurt an Ember Spirit like super hard in laning phase. And
And SG got like the
That's
whole
scary.
early game lineup going on, so they don't want a mid that holds them back,
mhm.
which is something that Ember could be doing if he does need some extra time in the
10
jungle to catch up
seconds remaining.
after laning stage.
Ember as well versus Nyx Assassin. Like, for
5
SG, it's really
seconds
hard.
remaining.
You're just setting yourself up to get ganked.
Yeah, get the SF. I mean, another hero that could be susceptible to ganks, but a hero that can certainly back off, look to the jungle, and recover from a tough laning phase, which
Hard
he
matchup.
may receive with Freedom's heroes. Yeah, a lot of threats for the SF this game.
Alrighty then, gentlemen, get to the casting booth. Gods, what do you reckon?
I like the way Freedom's lanes look. Like the fact that some of their cores are going to match up well, like the Puck versus the SF. Batrider should have a strong lane, and
Yep.
while I feel SG Esports have like good aggressive supports, the Undying, the Witch Doctor, they're going to be like pulled to too many lanes that they can't be in because I think the cores are going to have bad matchups. So I'm going to go with Team Freedom for game 1.
Oh, yeah, I hear what you're saying. I like all that too, but I feel like I don't know if the Nyx is going to be able to do too much in the early game. So I don't think they have too much to stop them from rolling over them. So this might be crazy, but I'm going to go with this, with the Brazil boys.
Yeah, SG.
Mm-hmm.
I'm leaning towards Team Freedom because I feel like even though SG can be very aggressive, I don't think they can be aggressive enough to end early enough. I think they're going to give Team Freedom a chance to come back. We're going to find out if that is the case, though. It is over to ODPixel and Fog for game number 1.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the casting desk for the second series of the day here on the NA Division of Dream League. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with Fogged. We're ready to go again. SG, of course, their second series of the day, this time having to deal with the boys from Team Freedom. We've just seen the drafts, we've just seen the lineups. Obviously, Shadow Fiend there to finish it off for SG. What do we think, Gods? Gods? Fogged?
I'm God. Wow,
God.
I'm so tall. I feel
Yeah.
that's a big compliment. Thanks.
Well,
man.
what are we thinking, Fogged?
I like the concept of like they're trying to go for with the Shadow Fiend. They're trying to get something to like well round their whole lineup. It's like, and they need like an objective taker. I think that they realized that from the last games that they had like these lane dominant. They had this like very good laning phase and everything coming out, but they couldn't just like hit buildings and gain anything big out of it. And that's the Shadow Fiend bringing it out. Also with the backup of a Witch Doctor and Undying, you have like that big heavy frontliner that can get healed up by Soul Rip and Voodoo Restoration and all that, and gives them good team fight as well. However, looking at Freedom's lineup, it's a very
30
cookie-cutter
seconds
Freedom
to
draft,
battle.
actually. They really like picking the Puck for CCNC in the mid lane, and also I think that Manila kind of made the Puck stand out even more, I feel. Like, EG was first to
Oh,
picking
we
this
saw
game over and
Sumail
over.
have some amazing games on the
Yeah,
Puck,
he
didn't
was going absolutely berserk. And I love the Batrider pick,
Yep.
but yeah, we'll see. The thing is that... Oh, we have a pause actually happening, but... Yeah, the thing is that this puck can really hurt Shadow Fiend super hard in the laning phase. Shadow Fiend has 46, 49 base damage, and puck has 70 in lane. So it's definitely a hard, and also we'll give it to SG. They are playing on a bit of a ping disadvantage.
For sure.
So that can make it a lot more difficult in the laning phase. And I think that Boris and Francis F. Lee in this offlane, the Nixon Batrider duo. We used to see people run like the Sand King Batrider duo. I think it was Newbie.
Okay.
We used to run it a lot. It puts a lot of pressure onto the safe lane. You have a lot of kill potential if they get out of position at all.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I mean, all things said and done regarding the lag, we did see in the first series that SG could still do incredibly well in the laning stage. I mean, we saw Adriano, win the mid lane pretty much both times. I mean, a lot of it was down to the play in terms of rotations and the hero matchup, but they can still give us a very, very strong laning performance, SG, and it's definitely been kind of the shot calling being made in the middle of the game that's costed them.
Yeah, wait, I was sitting there, I'm like, wait a minute, Snaking's on this team, I'm 100% sure, and I saw Boris, so they're playing with the stand-in.
Well, they're Boris, yeah.
Right, or am I?
No, I think you're right. Is that what we're
stupid?
saying? You never know with the teams now if they're moving stuff around, but I mean, imagine he is standing in.
Yeah, I thought that Snaking was playing on this team. So, oh, I'm pretty sure it is. I think it is a stand-in coming out from Mr. Boris himself. But yeah, he plays a similar thing. He plays that offlane and puts pressure on. He's a very active offlaner as well, just like Snaking is. So.
What was the other teams we've seen Boris on?
He played with Wanted with PPD.
That was right. Yeah, it was on Wanted.
And I think he signed up. I think he actually signed up for the qualifiers with another team very recently. I would want to say.
Oh,
F. Lee.
F. Lee, yeah, getting some fair bit of harassment down onto C4T, bringing them down to half. And yeah, as you said, these lanes, what you expected. SG, they are going to run at the moment. King RD on this top lane. In fact, taking a lot of damage there with that first decay and the harassment.
Yeah, rule of thumb versus Undying. You can't get double decayed. That's how you lose your laning phase very hard. So they have to watch their positioning standing up versus, especially because he didn't get the bounty rune at the start on the Juggernaut, so he doesn't get his poor man's shield right away. So he can't really trade right clicks with the Sanking or the Undying at all. And you have to watch out in this lane. Like, you have to just wait. You have to wait until they try to make some mistakes because Sanking with Caustic pressures Juggernaut really hard. And then with an Undying, you can't really go for spin kill potential. Bottom lane, stacks are starting to build up. HFN.
Cask will be enough to hold them back. And in fact, well, HFN tries to go back in, but he's got a lot of stacks on him. And with the Firefly chasing him down, 6 stacks isn't going to be quite enough for the kill. It will bring him down low. And in fact, got the Witch Doctor looking for a bit of a turnaround as they're both very low there on the side of Team Freedom coming in for that play. But yeah, some very dangerous side lanes for both sides. Definitely killing potential for both off lane with these duos that they're running.
I think they saw that this Ursa started with boots, so they're trying to burn his regen as fast as possible, and they're doing so.
One
it's down to one tango. Yeah.
You can see how aggressive F. Lee's ready to get. We're all ready to move past the tower. They've got the Firefly back up. Oh, the creeps have trapped him.
He looks pretty dead.
He's got one more cast, but they'll keep themselves split. There is a creep there to make the bounces, but it's not going to save him. He's down. F. Lee turns around, holds back HFN with the stun. They'll start to get the stacks up. Have they got the damage they have? They've got to back up, yeah, with the tower punching into the bat, but nonetheless, they get themselves that first kill. Top lane, though, how we see you are, is starting to get some CS. But of course, Tarvo having the better time with this Sand King. So looking nice for him. Mid lane matchup at the moment. 17 for 6 on CCNC. 14 for 1. So
Jarnadu is doing quite well. I mean, 14-1 to 18-6. He hasn't gotten any help at all. That's definitely very good for him. Straight up to 15 souls.
Yeah, and we know this Shadow Fiend can really, catch up if he falls behind or get ahead with some good stacks in the jungle if they do get created for him. We'll see if he backs up and does start to stack up any of those side camps.
Yawar getting a lot of pressure on himself top. If he gets hit by a soul rip, he actually can get brought down. He's trying to go for it.
Oh, and he's got it. King RD. I mean, it really feels SG. Yeah. King RD has been the man of the moment in the laning stage, and Adriano has been the man of the moment in the late game. Both of these players have shown us some very strong highlights in the game so far. And yeah, this Undying, it's very scary for Yuan and the Juggernaut. I mean, what does he do against it? If this Jug falls behind early at the start, it's actually on the verge of potentially getting a kill there onto Tarvo, but the Soul Rip and the Burrow Strike's out enough to save him. King RD's just manning up.
That is the power. Every time it's the
Look at
double
it.
decays. You have
Yeah.
to. You can't let yourself get double decayed
And
like
now
this.
Yawar's in a bad position. The heal up there is from Tavo, and Yawar's got no Blade Fury. And they may just take him down again. Again, just King RD just manning up against the Jug, takes the kill, will go down in response. But they are absolutely messing up the start that Yawar wants to have. I mean, this is something that the SG were unable to tackle in the first game, being almost scared of Resolution's bear in the laning stage. But here in this next series, they say, you want to play a Juggernaut? They've got this hero matchup that I'm pretty sure that, you know, they knew that was going to have this incredible strength against this Jug in the laning stage, and it's working out hugely so far.
Bottom lane HFN. Flame break back. They do have a TP coming out from the Undying, so they're going to stop their aggression.
They need some good cast bounces here. Can they get them? It's only going to bounce the once, so Effley will be able to get away. And Tombstone will get removed immediately by Boris to the back.
And the taunts coming out from King RD. Yeah, this guy's always just moving around for this team, though. Always
he is. King RD's
doing
movements
everything.
are great.
And you don't really play versus Undying so much either, right? Like, people aren't really used to like how strong the hero can actually be in the laning phase. He is one of the best still, especially in the hands of a player who knows exactly what he's doing with it.
And as the game goes, Undying's got some pretty fantastic talents as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's gotten buffed a couple times. That
15
90
HP regen, isn't it now?
I think 90 GPM is probably better, but you can
Nah,
argue in a way.
It's a hard one.
It's a hard one, yeah. It's one of those that's kind of tough.
9 GPM, it's like the not too crappy GPM talent.
I know this guy.
15
This
HP
guy's
regen?
greedy, dude. This guy likes to
think
get his Midas. He likes to get his farm on his Undying. I think we're gonna see him get the gold talent once he gets to that.
Bottom
But
lane,
we'll see.
Boris, again, getting in close and personal, getting the stacks up on the Napalm and takes himself a kill onto the Witch Doctor.
Well, they've got Arcane Boots already on Nyx Assassin too.
Ah.
So this bottom lane is actually coming. It's like the trade-off, right? The top lane is
Yeah,
getting
both
heavily
lanes,
shut
yeah.
down. The safe lanes are both getting heavily pressured, while the mid lane is just like a farm contention lane. And Adriano's doing incredibly well versus CCNC's Puck.
That's pretty incredible, though, the prevalence of Nyx Assassin in these recent patches.
Yeah.
111 out of 158 picked or banned.
Coil's online. Boris making the rotation toward mid as well.
Let's see if they
The
can
cask
punish
is
this.
there,
The
though.
cast bounces are great as well. Bouncing between the two of them. CCNC. Orbs out. They look to try and chase it. One more raise brings him down low. The zombie. Is it enough to finish him off? It's not. Brings him down.
He's running in though. He gets the decay.
King RD.
He's actually just running at them.
He knows the limits of his hero, and he knows the potential of this Undying. And yeah, he's having a lovely time. Once again, King RD loves the laning stage. And loves just having this ability to move around wherever he sees fit. And almost certainly, 90% of the time, he gets a kill out of it.
Ooh, Tavo, top lane as a Sand King, found a nice big stack. We'll look at bottom, though, as they chase the Ursa.
See if they can save him. They've got to be careful. There's a Witch Doctor around with a potential cast. They are looking to chase. They pop the stick charges. The rotations come through here. A couple of raises, bringing Effley down low. One more stun holds him back, but the right click from the Witch Doctor brings him down. HFN, continuing to be chased, will finally fall. So they do end up getting the kill that they came for. And yeah, as you said, Tavo spots the stack, takes the stack. He's now 1k towards the Blink Dagger, 7 minutes in.
It was a triple stacked small camp, but I mean, that's why his last hits went so high up, but his net worth is still showing it. He's level 7 now as well. He's got that max stun. He went for the Tranquil Soul Ring build. He's on his way toward that Blink Dagger. And yes, Yawar is heavily suffering.
He is certainly suffering. About the same net worth as the Nyx Assassin, with the pressure that's been put on in his lane. I mean, again, it does seem like a bit of a repeat of what Game 1 looked like against Thunderbirds. Yeah, SG very good at getting pretty decent control in this early laning stage, but can they transition it into a strong mid game? Bottom lane, HFN again being dove upon. It does get taken down. They'll come in with the return Burrow Strike, trapping Boris up by the tower. Will bring him out and down. Now Tavo looking to chase down Stanking as well. He's just on his own. Well, that Burrow Strike again here. Could certainly look to try and go for this, but the stick charges are there on Stanking. Is it enough to save him? Well, with this smoke rotation, he is not getting home alive, this dragon. Quick raise from Adriano takes Stanking down. 7-5.
They're making moves everywhere, though. They're responding well with their TPs. Adriano's he's trying to like secure his safe lane a bit. He moved out of the mid lane twice now already to try to help his teammates out quite a bit.
And again, it's
Nice.
not just your but it's both the safe laners. Both
Yeah.
position ones are not having a great start. It's really up to the rest of the teams to make sure that they can get themselves back into the game on those position ones.
Yeah, the nice thing that you were saying though, like this just looks a lot from like the SG from the earlier games, but this time around they have that Shadow Fiend. They have that big driving force to be able to kind of force the objectives. HFN mid, dropping kind of low. He's got the stick charges though. F-Lee coming with the rotation with the stun.
Oh. They don't quite have the damage though, and they know that they can't go in onto him with that Enrage available. They haven't got the burst to bring him down. So he'll get out here. Tavo is going to have a very good timing on this Blink Dagger. 1,700 gold towards it.
How's Batrider doing? Batrider's going for the drum first.
Okay.
So, I mean, SG is going to have a very big window to be able to push for those early objectives and go for those like ganks with the Sand King Blink Dagger, with the Dragonlance being finished up very early on the Shadow Fiend soon. And it's probably the easiest for Team Freedom to actually take those ganks. They need to get a couple more levels up. They need the Vendetta online for the Nyx Assassin to get the information for all that, but Puck is having a good time in the meantime. He has a Veil finished up already.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how this Juggernaut and this Ursa can come into play. I mean, I feel like as well an Ursa needs fewer items to do as much as a Jug can do with fewer items. You know, if you can get that blink as such, the Ursa still has, you know, great damage potential. You've also got that chance to take a Roshan with the hero. So it feels like even though both position ones have suffered, you're a little more comfortable if you're the Ursa in this sort of a game.
HFN looks like he's kind of trying to bait bottom. There's a rotation coming in. Will he get the Enrage off? He does not get it off, but they might be able to get some cleanup kills.
Well, the cast comes through, bounces the once, look towards the Batrider, chasing him down through the tree line. Tombstones drop. They know where he's heading. The zombies chasing him down, and they will get him. King RD celebrates the fact that he picks up the kill there with the zombie, finishing him off.
He's saving gold as well. I think he's going for a Midas on Undying, first item.
You said he was great. Did he go for the GPM talent? Oh,
He's only level 6.
He's only level 6.
It's only 10 minutes.
Oh, let's calm down. He's having a great game. Not that great of a game. Not level 10 at 10 minutes on the Undying.
Yeah, but I mean, he's level 6 already. The Tavo has Blink Dagger as well, so they can respond to aggression and also make their own aggressive moves.
CCNC is going to go for the quick solo kill, or at least attempt for it. Actually missing the Waning Rift there, and he's not going to get this on his own. He needs backup, and it's actually not going to get there in time. Tavo turns around with the Burrow Strike. The car is bouncing between the two of them. They're stuck in place. CCNC, with the smallest jaunt of his life, should still be okay with the backup of his team. But a bit of a whiff there from CCNC ends up costing F-Lee's life, as he just missed the burst onto the Witch Doctor, and time for the turnaround is there.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Trying to make an aggressive play, but like you said, he missed a couple of his spells, and they don't get the kill on the Witch Doctor. They expend Coil, and it's a big window coming out for SG. More time for them to just get a bigger advantage, and yeah, he puts the Midas into his quick buy, picks up the recipe, and as expected, King RD always going for that Midas on the Undying. He likes to be able to, I think it's a great choice because that hero, he's a lane dominator, but then he starts to really heavily fall off, and this is a way for him not to fall off.
Yeah, for sure. And we're seeing at the moment, what, 12 minutes in, he's still able to do so much with brown boots and a stick. He doesn't need those other items at this stage.
He's got the Midas too. He's actually got it super early. I thought he might actually go for the arcane boots to like move around, but no, he's going for the full greed, which I definitely like.
HFN looking for that Vlad's pickup on top of the phase still. Him and Yawar continuing on that struggle to recover from pretty much a laning stage from hell, thanks to both of the duo off lanes that each side ran against them.
F-Lee watching the rotation coming out from SG.
Yeah,
SG's trying to claim an objective
intel
though.
for Team Freedom. And in fact, they may be able to turn it into a kill as they look towards the Witch Doctor. To be a little careful. Not going to have quite enough. The Soul Rip from King RT. Just in time to save the Witch Doctor. HFN finds Stan King. And with a rotation of the full side of SG, they'll bring down the Jakiro. And should have a good chance of getting this tower. They actually want to come down bottom. Tavo's already down here. Oh yeah, okay, he's going to hold off the TP. Did go for the TP, cancels it in the end. As he chooses to stick around with the team on this top lane to ensure that they get this tier 1 tower.
Nice trade coming out from CCNC at least. He saw that they were kind of rotating toward top instead of trying to make the defensive mood and help his team out. He wants to make a trade. So he gets a tower bottom, and the Brazilians are able to claim their tower top.
Yeah, and thanks to this, CCNC's very close to the Blink Dagger.
Okay.
That's an easy TP cancel. F-Lee was there. They're maybe hoping that they could try and set something up, but a Nyx Assassin and a Jakiro against this amount of heroes from SG was certainly not going to be the play that they wanted to go for, unless they can catch someone on their own. Two of them here, Bat and Nyx Assassin, looking for action.
I'm pretty concerned right now for Team Freedom. Like you mentioned, Yawar on the Juggernaut. Of course, he suffered in the laning phase, but he's not really recovering well at all.
I mean, how do you recover? It's such a slow recovery as well for a Juggernaut. Not really the best hero to go to the jungle. I mean, yes, you've got sustain, but you don't really have quick clear ability at the camps.
His team just has to make space for him, and he has to either come in for cleanup or just farm. And at least, oh, this could be it. They're looking for Adriano here.
That's a big kill if they can get it, but Tavo's there with the backup. Comes in with the Burrow Strike. Soul Rip onto the Shadow Fiend, trying to get him back with the Dream Coils there. Out onto 2, jump forward with the Omni Slash. Adriano's out down. Blade Fury from Yawar as he's trying to chase down Tavo.
The
Doesn't
zombies,
quite have the speed. The zombies indeed slowing him down. They'll drop the Death Ward, kill the Healing Ward, and bring down Yawar in return. So 1 for 1. Looking to jump in for more here. SG seeing if they can get anything else. The Shrine is starting to heal them up, though. It's a very hard fight for them to take. The bounce coming out from the cast, but they've already lost one. King R tries for the TP out. He's not going to make it. They'll come back in with the Epicenter, bringing them down low. Will find the Batrider because of it, but they're almost certainly going to pay with the SK's life as well. The lone survivor being the Witch Doctor, but they'll chase him down. Do they have the control to do so? Trying to land the slow. They won't quite get it. And King R and, well, the Cat will be able to TP out there. Back to safety, but still SG losing 4. Just over-aggressive. They're trying to fight around that Shrine. Ends up hurting them pretty damn hard there.
Trying to fight around the Shrine after your Shadow Fiend died. I think they should have just cut their losses after the SF died. After they killed Yawar on the Juggernaut, I think that was like already a pretty decent. It wasn't a great trade, but it was better than this kind of thing happening.
Yeah,
Tracing to the Shrine, they just get heavy TP reinforcements coming out, and they don't have their big farmer. You know, the Shadow Fiend is the one with the big net worth as well as the Sanking. But Sanking, Epicenter is decent, but you need to have that big, heavy physical damage core as well there. But at least now, they make their move into the Roche Pit, so after all that hectic stuff happens, they're able to at least get this finished up.
Yeah, really good strength for their lineup.
So as long as they can defend,
yeah,
as long as they can defend the Shadow Fiend, that's going to be the big thing. There's a lot of magical bursts coming out from Team Freedom, so I think we're just going to see a straight up BKB get picked up by Shadow Fiend, and then they can start playing more like a unit.
I mean, that really is the thing. Where's the physical damage from Team Freedom? It's not there. A Jug, you know, Yawar has a long way to go before he's a threat. And Jeff, you can get BKBs. If you can win the game before this Jug is able to climb his way back in, you know, that's certainly a big window for SG to try and take advantage of.
Yeah.
If they can get these BKBs out.
Trying to take down this mid tower, trying to at least keep even on the objective taking, because, you know, the Team Freedom has the Jakiro, which lets them claim towers a bit easier. They actually get a sentry down onto F. Lee.
I'm going to put the dust out as well. CCNC jumps forward, looking to burst them down. Won't be enough to slow down the push though. SG claim the tower. More money into the pocket of Adriano.
This is good though. I mean, at least a bit. Yawar is at least recovering now on this. He knew what he needed to do. He's like, I don't assist in defending towers at all. That's not his job. He should be split pushing. And he recognizes that.
He's got to climb his way back up still. On par of that of the
top lane.
Jumping is there with the Epicenter, looking to go onto the bat. We'll try and knock them back with the Flame Break. Looks like it may be enough with the Urna Shadows heal, keeping him alive. And indeed, Boris keeps himself safe. King R tries to TP out there. The creep, it's got the vision of him, and they know they can go for the easy kill with the quick Dream Coil from CCNC.
Tavo's in trouble as well. They're going to be able to grab him too, it looks like. The stun off the mark.
Ice Path as well missed. He may just live with those stick charges. Boris strikes away, and he's going to get out of there for the time being. Oh, okay, walks into the ultimate, though. Oh, he's falling like Tavo. He's going to have Blink in a second. He's got the Shrine as well. He's fine. Tavo, he's going to survive. And now with the TP coming in, you've got to get yourself out. Burrow Strike will miss, so F. Lee will escape. And at the end of the day, just a symphony of missed spells from both sides there.
Exactly.
There's some slight gets the kill.
Slight misspells, but they definitely got what they want. You know, Batrider ended up living during that Epicenter gank, and they were able to turn it and get at least the Undying. It was a big kill. You know, he's still worth quite a lot. And Yawar during all this is able to recover at least a bit. He's got the Yasha finished up, level 12, so he's got the level 2 Omni Slash, so he can actually become you know, a little bit more physical damage that they definitely are lacking on Team Freedom.
How's King RD doing it? What's he done after the Midas anyway? What's the plan?
Looks like he's going for a pipe. Like we
Okay.
said, full magic
yeah,
damage
full
on Team
magic,
Freedom.
Makes
sense.
absolute sense, yeah.
And he goes for the 90 GPM.
You were bang on.
Yeah,
Goes
I mean,
for the greed.
that's this guy.
Yeah.
I don't know, the health regen, it looks
I
good.
mean, plus 15 is
but-
that's a sizable amount. Oh, that sentry. That's going to set him up a kill, potentially, Efley. Oh, no, he just walked out. Surely does he get out? He might just get out with that stun there, holding back the SF, making sure no more raises come through. Efley survives.
Tower is under attack.
And from a situation that looked pretty lethal for him heading under that sentry, but SG just didn't have the control or damage to bring him out.
Extra damage from, or extra movement speed and
Yeah.
HP from the drums that he has picked up on the Nyx Assassin. So rather going for that like Blink or Midas first, he goes for more stat build up and more of a team-oriented kind of item.
Yeah, double drums on the side.
Yeah.
Interesting from Freedom. But certainly in a game where, what, 19 minutes in, 23 kills, so a lot of action.
I think they want to try to match the aggression that's coming out from SG.
I'm talking about aggression. This dive here behind the tier 1 going to play with the Burrow Strike. Death Ward down. That will find the kill onto Boris, and the SG secure the space to take this tier 1. And I like this as well, being very proactive with this Aegis on HFN, making sure that they get objectives. Yawar continuing to find the space elsewhere on the map, split pushing at the moment down the middle lane.
They have a huge surge of strength right now on SG.
Yeah,
I believe the
they've got to
BKB
abuse
is
it as
coming
much
out on
as
the
they
courier
can.
too, so Shadow Fiend's going to have BKB in a second. Like you said, HFN went for drums as well as having the Aegis, so they're just trying to keep that early aggression going on.
Middle tower is under attack.
But looks like as the escape is
Oh,
coming
no.
out,
TP cancelled, and they will burst that Aegis. RSG in a position to try and help save this Ursa.
they should leave
HFN
him.
will be surrounded. They're going to try and go back in with the epicenter. They'll come through straight away, but into Blade Fury, losing a lot. Yawar comes in at the right time with the rotation. Omni Slash is there to chop them down. And as you said, maybe SG's best interest there was to disengage. Up top, the Batrider playing around with the SF will cliff him. BKB is popped. He's scared about the Firefly bringing him down. And Adriano stuck on the cliff. Can they finish him off at all? He's got no way of getting down. No TP on him at the moment. And yeah, the Bat's just going to continue to start to stack up the napalm. He's Requiring up. He's trying to warn them, trying to keep them away, but the Jakura comes around. Adriano's stuck, and he's going to go down it. The ice path's out, and he pops.
That was great play there by Boris.
Good old Boris, yeah, with the Bat.
Freshly picked up Blink Dagger, right away cliffs him and forces a BKB usage, and even gets the kill anyway. That was, yep. I mean, I think that they should have ditched the Ursa earlier. Like their Shadow Fiend had already ported out, and that's like their big. I mean, that's their head honcho basically right now. So they should be playing around the Shadow Fiend in pretty much all of their engagements until the Ursa at least has Blink Dagger finished up.
Bottom tower is
And
under
this,
attack.
yeah, like you said, Yawar was able to come in, get some cleanup kills too. He's
catching back up.
catching up. Number 3 on net worth.
That certainly could be a big worry for SG if they can't keep HFN on the Ursa on par with the Jug. If this game goes on and the Jug gets big, it could be scary. They do have the SF to stand toe-to-toe with him, and as we can see, Adriano is still at the top of the net worth. As he, for the most part, has been having a very strong performance once again on the Shadow Fiend. And,
As long as they play around him, you know,
yeah,
that's
they've got to keep him alive in these
That's
fights.
like normally what you want to be doing anyway when you have a Shadow Fiend on your team. Your whole composition kind of relies on the Shadow Fiend. And they already have like good sustain as well. You know, they have the max Soul Rip, they have the max Voodoo Restoration coming out from the Witch Doctor as well. So they have the tools to at least like sit behind him properly. They just need to wait for Ursa to get a Blink Dagger so that he can get more involved in these engagements.
Yeah, I guess that's what they're weighing. Because I just feel like, you know, if you're SG, you want to be using the most of this early BKB, don't you? You want to be pushing down these lanes and abusing the fact that you have pretty much got this core that at this stage of the game, as long as he gets the BKB off, he's pretty invincible in these fights.
Yeah, it's only just the Omni Slash pretty much, and I guess like Vendetta hit, but yeah, Vendetta's not going to really be a physical damage aspect to walking into a team fight like that. He's just going to be giving more so information with the Vendettas.
Let's see what they can do. As you said, it definitely looks to be that they just want HFN to get that Blink Dagger done before they go again. Tavo has got the gem queued up.
Yeah, I think the gem's good, because that lets him actually group up and like go for those towers rather than have to just keep worrying about sentries for this Nyx Assassin.
CCC there quick. Just the wave clear. The CPR has the bots done as well. So definitely I think that's going to be something that SG have to be a little wary of. You know, SG with this lineup that are going to want to group up and go and push. There is going to be a puck constantly pushing out the side lanes with those boots to travel complete. They have to be prepared to split and back up. They're already now looking to smoke up straight away.
Do they have the blink? Okay,
They've
I was
got
going to
the
say.
money.
They've got the,
pick up
yeah,
from
he's
the
picking
side
up from the blink.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, that's definitely the thing they're waiting for. They almost have the pipe as well finished up on the Undying. But this is definitely their time to go when they have the blink dagger on Ursa.
Who are you looking to blink on and delete straight away at these fights, do you feel? You're looking to get the stun on CCNC and then rip him to pieces before he can draw it out?
It's, I mean, anybody really. It's like literally any targets.
Yeah.
Just him having to run into fights is very awkward as an Ursa versus a Puck, Nyx Assassin, Batrider lineup. He can get easily locked down and kited. But if he's the one who starts the engagement, blinking in with a Sanking at the same time, that's the way they want to start the fights, because then Undying gets to put down his tombstone, Shadowfiend gets to walk in, and then the attention is forced away from Adriano.
Yeah, for sure. And here we have it. Tier 2 push. SG. Continuing to go. Yawar will look for the split push on the top lane, and they will get the trade by the looks of it.
They're wrapping behind, though. We see Adriano porting all the way in the back as well
straight
as
out.
the Ursa.
He TP's out straight away, realizes the threat's incoming, and he is gone. Bottom lane. So they get the tier 2. They do hold on to that tier 2 on the top lane. Tier 2 in the mid's gone though for SG Esports. Is in deny range.
Good split.
Tier 2.
Good split push coming out from Freedom. As soon as they see like those 5 heroes from SG gathering up to push one lane, they make the decision to just split push and catch up, go toward the later games, later stage of the game.
It's really nice as well to see how well both Yawar and HFN have recovered from those laning stages, as they are definitely back in a position that they'll be happy with. CCNC he's been doing a pretty good job though pushing those lanes out, and we can see how much farm he's been getting as well in this puck. Still top of the net worth.
Yeah,
19. He's certainly been performing.
It's like impossible to kill him, right? Like they have to pretty much get like a nice like Sanking stun with like an Ursa on top at the same exact time, and then it's just very unlikely for them to be able to bring down this puck. Looks like they're going for an engagement though. Freedom all set up on the high ground here.
They look poised to do something pretty major if they can get a jump. Who are they going to get the lead in on? The fortification comes out. SG themselves keeping HFN on the sidelines, looking for the counter initiation. They'll man up and take the tower. Looks like Freedom don't want to jump on them on this tier 2 push. SG will get away with that.
They can't fight SG like on top of all their heroes. They want to be able to pull one of their heroes and move the location of the fight with the coil as well. Because if the Batrider just jumps in, he's probably going to just get Sanking stunned instantly, and then the fight is very hard. They can't really fight into Tombstone very well, especially with Pipe and all the different amounts of sustain that comes out from SG's lineup.
Oh, this is a potentially easy roach if they can do it quick, but they are going to look to try and fight. There's a DD on the Ursa. They've got to get in the pit, and they will do straight away with the lasso, dragging him out, but the Burrow Strike's there from Tavo. In return, CCNC will burst down the Witch Doctor on the back lines, drops down the 3-man coil. BKB's up on the Shadow Fiend, looking to maintain control around the pit, and they will allow HFN to get back in. Can he finish this off? The Ice Path holding him down. Epicenter comes out from the SK as they look towards F. Lee, but they've done it. SG find the Roshan, pick the Aegis up on the bear, but Blade Fury from Yawar forcing the Tavo Sanking down to the low ground as he Burrow Strikes away, but he gets chased down. They pop the Aegis. Can they get anything more out of this Team Freedom? And look to try and kite up the Ursa. Buyback will be there from Tavo, realizing his team needs him here. HFN in big trouble, will be burst healed back up. HFN back up, looking to chase Yawar out of this, but he gets forced away, saved just in time. They'll still continue to chase this. HFN blinks up to the high ground, trying to get a lockdown onto Yawar, but the Shrine heals enough. Yawar survives for the time being. Burrow Strike and Sandstorm, will it be enough? No, Yawar, Blade Furies, continues to back out, will look for the TP out. He's going to make it. The paralyzing cast bounce is not enough to enable the Shadow Fiend to finish off a kill. Back up to the north, they'll find the Batrider, trying to put them away with a flame break. It's not enough as HFN mans up on the Ursa, takes down the Bat.
The kiting.
Fight, they do manage to come out the stronger out of it, SG. They force Team Freedom back. They'll look to take a tier 2. Did cost them the buyback on the SK. And did lose the Aegis.
Yeah, they don't have great catch on the side of SG. The Witch Doctor got bursted instantly in the fight. And then Sanking also died kind of relatively early in the fight. And then after that, their catch is very bad in the fights in comparison to Team Freedom. They just kind of danced around them in circles for quite a while.
Oh.
And they have so many different like Force Staffs and different tools of like saving heroes. 2 Yule Scepters, Force Staffs as well. coming out from the side of Team Freedom, and they literally just danced around the Undying.
They
just were doing circles around him.
The fact that they kept Yawar alive as long as he did, you know, with all those force plays, keeping that jug safe and away from HFN's Ursa. Trombone, but I mean, this game certainly not the saddest really from SG in comparison to the other two. This is looking pretty good still for SG.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. It's very close. It's just about how they take the fights. They don't have a great amount of lockdown, and here we go. Looks like another engagement's going to be happening soon.
They've got the vision here straight up onto F-Lee.
This gem pickup from Tavo, paying dividends.
Yeah, this is very nice, and 16 for 16. 13 minutes in. Bottom lane, CCNC continue with the split push. We'll look for the TP out, and we'll make it. If they don't quite find him in time there, Tavo goes for the blind burrow strike. And just being out, yeah, looks like they may try and get some tinker wards out, as you were, so they can have vision of CCNC when he blinks out on the puck to the trees with these pushes. Certainly would be nice.
Butterfly about to be finished up for Adriano, so he's going to be pretty damn hard to bring down, as well as the Ursa will be when he gets that. Okay, he did have an Aghanim queued up, but he actually went for the Desolator, trying to bring down people in one burst. Like we kind of saw, like they don't have a crazy amount of lockdown to do anything, so he wants to be able to kill them in that quick succession. So I think he'll probably go for, I think he still needs like an Aghanims or a BKB after this Desolator, but he's going for a bit of a different kind of build.
I guess what we're relying on the pipe really, and the soul rip from King RD to be enough to save him, and at least buy him time to get that enrage out after the lockdown from Team Freedom. And the Deso's certainly going to help with these pushes, which SG are going to look to try and achieve at this stage. They still have this lineup with that stronghold on this game. They can take one team fight. Butterfly on the SF, Deso on the Ursa. They can certainly do the damage to the towers and the racks.
If they can initiate on Boris, if they can initiate on the Batrider for SG Esports, that's massive for them. That pretty much takes out a lot of Team Freedom's team fight and control. They have eyes on him.
And they've got that burrow strike. Right in they go. We'll get the chance to force out.
Without the Ursa, they don't have that burst kind of potential and that one stun. And that's what they definitely need. Lacking disable, lacking catch. Butterfly, as you mentioned, finished up on the Shadow Fiend, coming out now.
He got Ags complete on CCNC's puck now. So a way to deal with that BKB on Adriano. I'm just holding this SF in position on the back lines of the fight. It'll be pretty major. In response to that Butterfly, Yawar looking for the MKB, and he's pretty close to it. It's about a javelin shot.
Saw the Butterfly getting picked up from the Shadow Fiend. He had Diffusal queued up, but then he's like, I need a bigger item to actually stay relevant in this game. And he's the, like we mentioned a couple times now, he is the pretty much only physical damage coming out from Team Freedom. So he has to be that big, heavy core. F-Lee scouting out HFN here in the top lane. Rotations coming out as well.
Quick blink out from HFN, but he remains in the area.
SG is all collapsing
now. There's a lot of backup for this Ursa. They've got to be careful how they look to take this fight, Team Freedom. So F-Lee will initiate, but at the same time, the burrow strike's there onto 2. Cask out as well. The bounces won't occur. Freedom will be able to back up. Call from CCNC to stop the death ward.
Everyone's just walking away from each other.
I mean, both teams already using their initiation.
Yeah, and just like there's 2 Force Staffs, 2 Yules. Everybody's like super speedy as well. But now this is where SG is able to just stand at the tower, and with the Butterfly finished up with the Solar Crest and Pipe and all these different healing mechanisms, they're able to just bring this one down quite quickly.
And they can certainly go for more, I feel. This SF is in such a good place to just high ground front line.
I think you're still at risk, though. Like, your side lanes are getting heavily pushed in. Roche should be spawning within the next couple minutes. I think they have to just kind of, unfortunately, deal with it and, you know, get back up and farm this game out. They do have pretty strong late game. Yeah. On the side of SG in comparison to Team Freedom. Team Freedom is really relying on Yawar to get super farmed. Puck, of course, gets that level 25 pretty soon, and he's going to be able to get that surge of gold. But here we go, top lane, F-Lee, the gem from Tavo.
They're bringing in the damage. They're bringing in the boys, SG. F-Lee, can he kite this one up? He's looking to try and juke it around the tree line.
Oh
and he may just have made it there with that movement.
Tavo spots him again.
He gets eyes again.
Carapace up again, though.
F-Lee.
He's got Force Staff.
They are going to chase him. He's hiding. He's TPing. And he's only just gone and made it out of there. Very nice done there from Mr. Lee. Will out Duke SG. Back to base.
This looks so funny, just people walking away from each other like this. Boris now, our stanking bot Boris a gem, so they're going to be able to take out some of the wards that are coming out from SG. I believe Basher finished up on Ursa, and then he's going to go back for a bit, the Aghanims. So yeah, he's recognizing like we have no control, we have no lockdown in these teamfights. It's pretty much everything is on poor Tavo to set up all of these engagements and catch, which is too much on one person.
I'll be interested to see. You know, yeah, okay, there we go. There's my answer. I was going to say if Yawar holds back on the MKB to hold on to buyback gold, but I think you realize, you know, if they are going to win the fights, he needs that MKB now. You know, if he doesn't get it, buyback is not going to mean anything. Buying back without that true strike. So he goes all in. The money's gone, the money's spent, and the MKB is picked up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he needs to. Like, saving buyback is usually when you're like high ground defending or something like that. Here, you want to be able to contest for the Roshans, contest fights outside of the base. So him getting that is, I would agree with that, getting that at this time. Adriano finishes up his Reaver, so he's going to be going for a Satanic.
Yeah.
And he hits level 22, so that's a big damage spike, having that +2 damage per soul.
Yeah, it's definitely the issue that because of the start that Yawar had, this SF, he's constantly nearly one major item ahead of the Juggernaut, which is making life hard for Yawar.
Yawar is invis, but Tavo's coming in with Gem. Are they going to be able to get vision?
They
see Yawar in a second here. They got a glimpse of him for a moment. They did see him.
Edge. They've got him there with the burrow strike straight up. One bash will do it. They get it. And he did go all in on that purchase. There are no outer towers. I'll see how much SG can get done off the back of this.
He's playing very aggressively by himself with that invis rune. And he knows that they have a gem too.
He knows
so
they've got a gem.
That was a bit risky for him. Trying to go maybe for like a solo kill on like some support with an Omni Slash or something, but that is still a very risky play to go for something like that.
And they have got really good siege potential with how big the SF is. What can Team Freedom do to stop this? Tavo setting up in the tree line. Looks like they did spot him out jumping over there, and yeah, they know it. They'll stun him up. Actually jump in from HFN, trying to go on the bat. Doesn't get the bash. They're just creating space for the rest of SG to hit in onto the tower. CCNC jumps in, but they'll come in with the counter. Epicenter straight onto the Batrider. Boris is out and down. Stanking gets taken down in a couple of hits. The instant buyback there from the both of them as they'll look to try and do something about this siege from SG. But SG, they'll take the racks. There'll be the jump in from Boris, catching out HFN, dragging him back. But the burrow strike in return is there from Tavo, making sure that HFN can get out with the retreat. The Voodoo Restoration looks to be enough for him. They may have to leave Tavo behind as F-Lee comes forward with the Spike Carapace. The Requiem's out and down. They've lost the Sand King, but SG, they get the racks. The most, no, okay, Wishtok's is not going to be as lucky. Try for the TP out, but the Yules is there to cancel him. Can they get the cores out? That's the question. See Adriano chased down. Omni Slash comes through with the MKB. It's a lot of damage, and it's enough. They will punish SG. So they get the racks. Was it worth it, though?
2 buybacks from Team Freedom.
You're happy if you're SG?
I think you're pretty happy, unless you know that this Roche is spawning right now, which it's about to, and that'll probably be Team Freedom getting that one. However, Ursa's still alive, Undying still alive. Yeah, I don't think they can still contest anyway. I think they should still be pretty decently happy. I mean, they're playing versus a single core, quote-unquote single core Juggernaut. Of course, there's a Puck who is getting closer and closer to that 25, and he gets extremely powerful with that magic damage, but they forced buybacks, and they took Raxes anyway. I think they're quite happy with that one.
Yeah, and they're going to get this Roche by looks of it. I mean, as you said, they do have some alive. They're in the mid lane at the moment. Are they making a move over? No, they're not heading this way as of yet.
Do you see King RD's items, by the way?
What's he got down?
He's going to have a Hex in a second on this Undying.
Oh, I like it.
I think they need it, and they need more catch, more disable. Definitely the right pickup coming out.
Oh, they're going to go. Can they get there in time?
They're trying to.
They've still got
1,000 HP,
a
600.
seconds. They'll walk into the pit. No, instantly with the lasso. Do they get it? No, Yawar will manage to finish it off. Grabs the Aegis. Dreamcore dropped onto 2. Freedom, can they take this fight? HFN manning up to Yawar. Will pop the Aegis immediately. HFN still sticking around. Stun from F-Lee comes down to 2. The Soul Rip there to buy HFN. Time to try and survive. He doesn't get the chance to enrage though. Will buy back. Wants to get himself back into the fight here. Can he do it? King RD with the decays, keeping himself alive. Voodoo Restoration doing absolute wonders. Stanking surviving there thanks to the uphill mischance. Will get himself back up to safety. F-Lee down on the low ground, but the sentry's dropped by SG. Jumping from the back lines, HFN trying to get himself back and involved. Will be held back by the stun. Oh, is he going to get taken down again, though? He bought back for this HFN, and he will fall. The Omni Slash comes out from Yawar, set up with the Yules onto the Shadow Fiend. They'll look to chase him down on the back lines. They're focusing King RD. They'll let Yawar chase this one down. Now Boris, CCNC join the siege as well. They'll bring the Shadow Fiend down. He's out for 70 seconds. King RD with the jukes, but the blink forwards there from F-Lee. King RD will taunt himself to the grave as they will slowly but surely chase him down. Can he juke his way out of this? I'd love to see it, but I don't think it's going to happen. The Yule setup into the Ice Path is there. They'll bring down King RD as well. SG throwing everything they had into that fight around the Roshan pit, but it ends up hurting them bad as they are down and out, giving the opportunity for Freedom to move in onto the tier 3. They'll take down the Tombstone, forcing back the Undying. Can they get the Rex out of this as well? There's no Shadow Fiend or Ursa for 30 seconds. And that does look to be long enough to allow Yawar and the team to clean up the mid-melee racks. As SG just going a little too ham there. Can they do anything here? The Dream calls out onto the SK. Paralyzing cast, the bounces. They're doing pretty good at holding some of them back. The jump forward there from F-Lee in response, looking to find the stun onto Tavo, but Tavo able to burrow strike out.
They don't want to overstay their bounce. SF and Ursa are respawning.
Yeah. Play it safe now. Take what you could get and make sure not to throw anything back in favor of SG. As yeah, that fight massively hurting SG there around the pit.
Look at this net worth graph.
Oh, it's going to look messy. Can we get that up on the screen? And yeah, bam, straight down. It's always going to look like that if your core buys back. You know, HFN, good intentions, trying to help turn the fight around, but it was a high risk, high reward, and it didn't end up paying off for SG.
It's a hard place for him to fight, and we see the same thing kind of happening every time. They're getting kited around so hard as soon as the BKB wears off from the Shadow Fiend. He's unable to do anything. He also was still dead when that whole engagement was happening. They were fighting 3v5 for quite a long time. TP started coming in from SG, but Team Freedom just had the numbers on them. They had the Aegis and Cheese as well. They expended, I think both of them, right? I think so. Yes, they did use both the Aegis and the Cheese. So I think maybe SG, in hindsight, would kind of look at that one and be like, is the Aegis and Cheese that much of a problem for us? So they expended so much to try to defend it and still lost. It's like, you have to kind of look back at those and try to make a decision, but they did choose to go for it. And they are paying for it heavily with that massive, almost 15,000 gold swing. Yeah.
Bottom lane, just set up potential to King RD. They have got, okay, now they're actually up towards the top. So it looks like Team Freedom aren't interested in the action here straight away. They're going for a bit of a tickle there, Fleet.
Puck's got level 25. He's got the Dagon 5 finished up as well, so his burst potential, his magic damage is absurd at the moment.
We'll lose the courier here, SG, but it wasn't holding anything at this moment in time.
It looked like it was picking up, I believe, the
I think he was going
pieces for this Hex for the Undying. Yeah,
probably was.
I mean, that Hex is going to make a big difference. They also lost their gem, I believe, in the last engagement on the side of SG, too, so now... Oh, no, they still have it. Never mind. So... they can still take fights as long as they have the vision advantage. And now the Aegis and Cheese isn't there, and they're still looking okay, even though it's, you know, it's just a racks for racks trade. They just gave up a couple unnecessary kills.
Mid lane, ooh, Burrow strike just off the mark. F-Lee, quick with the reflexes. Brings himself away from the attempt from Tavo. And that Aghanim's nearly complete. And this is going to be, if HFN can get that Ags done, he's going to be feeling a lot more comfortable through these few minutes where he doesn't have buyback available.
Yeah, able to either remove the lasso or if he wants to, break the coil and then remove the coil stun, because right now the coil stun is like 4.5 seconds when he does have that Aghanims finished up, so he has to choose when he wants to do it, but here we go, the wraparound coming out from Freedom.
Oh, and it's a big opening as well from F-Lee there with the two-man stun. The Omni Slash from Yawar comes in, a Dagon from CCNC to finish off the SF. Great wraparound from Team Freedom, and they're not done yet. Yawar chops down the Tombstone. He will get hexed up, but he doesn't care. They're chasing down for more. F-Lee again with the setup onto the SK. Takes down Tavo. King RD surrounded by CCNC and Stanking as the Ice Path is laid down. He's tanky on this Undying. Not tanky enough to survive as CCNC picks up a kill. Beyond godlike on the puck. And what that was just a great wraparound, and F-Lee there with the Nyx assassin plays. Fantastic.
Beautiful chain lockdown onto the Shadow Fiend. He's unable to use any of his abilities, no BKB, no Satanic, nothing to try to save himself, and now it's 3 people Instead, Shadow Fiend does have buyback, but it would be 2 versus 5.
Yeah, they've just got to let these racks go.
Freedom just with some incredibly good maneuverability and decision of where do they want to take the fight.
I'm seeing HFN trying to jump in, but the lasso is there, controlling him, and he's down, and he's out for 80. No buyback. SF will buy back for this now, feeling the threat. But again, F. Lee in with these stuns, causing issues for what this Shadow Fiend's trying to do. He's forced to put the BKB, will heal up with the Satanic. But CCNC just jumping around the back lines with these Dagon plays, picking up the kills. F. Lee's back in, will get punished as Tavo comes through the Blink Burrow Strike. No Nyx Assassin, SG only with 2 alive here, but it looks to be enough to force Team Freedom to back off. This game getting into very, very hard territory for SG to swing back. As again, just another one of these games where we're seeing some of these sort of fights towards the later mid-game where SG, they're trying to make these plays, but they kind of just end up shooting themselves in the foot as Team Freedom have been able to punish them. Some great positioning from the Nyx Assassin and some really nice rotations as well.
Yeah, the Nyx Assassin stuns have been on point. Even the Ice Path, the coils, their spell usage on Team Freedom has definitely been a bit better than SG. And I feel like them having like these so many different saving mechanisms, these like 2 Force Staves, 2 Yule Scepters, they have so many ways to just kite the fight out. And SG just kind of starts like running around. They can't really catch a lot of the heroes on Freedom. It just makes it a lot more difficult. And also Freedom's, the place that they take these fights is incredibly good and just unexpected. There was no way that SG was expecting a kind of wraparound like that. They were completely split up and Freedom capitalized on it. And now Refresher finished up on CCNC, so getting rid of his Veil. He is maxed out. And he is, like we said, he's almost unkillable. Like, they have the Hex, of course, now in the Undying, but Hex and the Sanking Stun, that's pretty much all they have right now to try to catch that puck. And he is an absolute problem.
Scotty's finished on your wire as well. He's made the absolute recovery throughout this game. Right up to the top, on par with the farm of this Shadow Fiend of Adriana. King RD loves that sad trombone. He really does. And this game's certainly looking to be very tough now for SG Esports.
Yeah, they're unable to really get their lanes out in a great fashion either. It's just the Shadow Fiend who can push lanes. The Ursa, every time he does, he kind of just gets picked off by a lasso or chain disable.
Let's see what they can do here. Team Freedom setting up the creep wave down bottom to go for that push to try for the mega creeps. But it looks like just not feeling under too much pressure at all. They do need to be a little careful with Yuar. Of course, going in on the Skadi. Buyback not available there in terms of gold.
I think they're just waiting for the final Roche to be able to just close the game out.
Just play it safe for sure, yeah, for Team Freedom. There's no need to get too hasty at this stage.
Yeah, they've got very dominant map control at this time too, and it's past 40 minutes, so those double runes start coming into favor. So double runes and a Roche, and that'll probably be their window to go for the ending of the game.
Now look at this pot. I mean, it's ridiculous. You know, CCNC before he got that GPM talent was having a great game, but it's really quite something to see how far ahead the puck can get in net worth. And so yeah, late game puck, he's going to be loving it. I mean, as you said, what, looking for the Lincoln Sphere next.
Yeah, probably get rid of the Yules.
Get rid of the Yules? Yeah.
Okay. He has options. I think he can even buy he can buy a Moon Shard for Yuar if he wants to or something, but he's clearly just wants to be able to scale a bit more for himself. The Yule Scepter has been great. Yeah. But Lincoln's is just a better alternative. And at least will block from those instant disables. I mean, if he blocks the Hex or the Sanking Stun, he's just able to phase shift. All their effort to try to kill him is thwarted.
So what SG can do with this smoke? We saw earlier very good movement from Team Freedom as they wrapped around again. Team Freedom will be smoked. Who's going to get the advantage here? There's the reveal here on the back lines. Definitely trying to get in. They'll get the lasso off onto the Shadow Fiend, dragging him back. The Voodoo Restoration and the Death Ward out, as long with the Epicenter, they've actually been able to take down the Batrider here. Looking good for the side of SG. They've taken down one. Can they get anything more? CCNC trying to burst down the Shadow Fiend. The Yules will be there. Can he play his way out of this? Very low on the mana. Stanking taken out as HFN jumps forward, looking for more action. There'll be a buyback from Boris, trying to get himself back in the fight. F. Lee sneaks away with the Vendetta. They've got the lasso, dragging the Shadow Fiend up to the high ground into the clutches of CCNC, bursting him down low. The Soul Rip, is it enough to keep King RD alive? No, the Omni Slash bounces will do it. Yawar comes in for the finisher, takes down 2. They will lose F. Lee, and this did cost Team Freedom 2 buybacks. Yawar is going to look forward to jump in for more. Ice Pass there, trapping the 2 of them. They'll come back in with the Blade Fury. HFN, Yulesed up. They'll both go up in the air there. The 2 cores. HFN taken down, though, by a crit from the Juggernaut. They'll surround the Sand King. It's a team wipe as SG hit the decks. Only a buyback available on the SK, and look at the base. CCNC already hitting in onto the tier 4s. The fighting just wasn't enough from SG. The clutch buybacks from Team Freedom, securing them the team fight, and GG is called. Team Freedom taking game 1.
Man, it was looking so good for SG, and then that Roche engagement just completely swung the game back for Team Freedom. The buyback from the Ursa, he never went for BKB either, and we were looking at Team Freedom's lineup where they're heavy magical damage oriented, but at the same time, SG also were lacking kind of ways to catch them in the fights. Like they had the Sand King stun, Witch Doctor wasn't able to really get any money because he was getting focused and just killed by all like the havoc that was happening in the fights. And it was like Tavo has to get like perfect stuns and they have to pretty much burst them.
Tavo,
and it was just, it's way too hard. Team Freedom has just so much maneuverability in the engagements.
Yeah, really nice play from CCNC. That was very good performance for the later part of it all. And Yawar as well, make the recovery he did on the Juggernaut. And I think again, kind of getting to that stage, it was the fact that MKB call as well. You know, we saw him obviously say, screw the defusal, I need the MKB. And it made the absolute world of difference. These Omni Slashes suddenly were just ripping the Shadow Fiend to pieces. Adriano was really struggling to do much in the fights because, again, of the superior control that Team Freedom had in return for what SG had in terms of setting up and allowing this SF to go to work in those late game fights.
Yeah, Freedom just, tons of control, tons of team fight prowess, and took good engagements.
Oh, well, there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1. Again, unfortunately for SG, another loss for them today. They've got another chance, though. Game 2 coming around the corner between SG and Team Freedom. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you after a short ad break.
What if there was a DreamHack PC? What if we told you there is? This is the DreamHack PC, built with the best components on the market, optimized for a flawless esports experience. Just add games.
Play Overwatch free. Right now.
Yeah!
Winner of over 100 Game of the Year awards. Overwatch. Try it free now through May 29th.
I'm detecting intruders.
Okay, you're in.
Play Overwatch free all weekend long.
Psst, what are you looking at?
During a limited time event.
Watch out! Come on, big guy, get up.
Winner of over 100 Game of the Year awards, with over 30 million players.
It's time to pick a side.
Overwatch. Try it free now through May 29th.
Le Mans is a car race like no other.
It's a brutal race. We do the whole Formula One season in one day.
First, you have to survive the race before you come in first.
I don't think we're competing against the others. We're competing against the race.
You need to keep fighting and just never giving up on the dream.
When you're racing, it's life. Anything that happens before or after is just waiting.
Well, that turned around quickly. I thought SG was doing so good, and then one fight, and it's all over.
Mm-hmm. That's how most villains must feel in a James Bond movie, you know? The whole thing's going great, everybody's dying, and then one Roche fight, and then...
Done.
It's Spy Day, in case you people forgot. That's not just random, okay? So, yeah, I mean, we thought that they had that early game fight. We were talking about all that. I put my prediction on them, and it looked like they were going to do it.
They did.
And at one wrong moment, and they never recovered. It wasn't even like Freedom had a good late game team either. They had a team that could go into that mid, and what can he do, gods? He just lose one big battle.
Yeah, King RD's Undying was badass. He was running all over the place, swagging on people. His early game found kills in top, went mid, found a kill there on the puck. He was doing it all as far as SG Sports are concerned.
Can we please get a contest here to see who can flip longer?
I go faster.
Oh, you want me to speed it up?
Yeah.
Don't give up, Streamer! Anyway,
like
keep
spiral.
talking. Keep talking.
This is like trying to cast with the crazy chat wall voice lines, and like you can't concentrate when that's going on.
Stopped!
We have a winner.
That's it. Defeat has finally taken her. All right, anyway.
This was my last dying wish that I could do this.
Okay, oh no.
The one Roche fight lasted for a very long time, and we're going to see why it didn't work out for SG. All right. So, they want to take Roshan. Pause, please.
Fire!
I mean, sorry, this clip is a minute, so we'll make sure it's fast. But they instantly make sure it's split up, right? Puck is already here, just checking some people. Lasso drags him back. Play, please. look at where Sand King is as well. He is the one that that will die first, so he gets isolated there a bit.
And I mean,
sorry. I mean, Witch Doctor dies first.
It looks fine, right? You lose the Witch Doctor, big deal, but we got BKBs out. Everything's not that bad.
So they still go for Roche.
Sure.
And that's good. I mean, he's almost down. He goes down very fast. Ursa will have we'll have the Aegis.
Oh, there you go. Whiffed ultimate right there. Plus a freeze. And it's just like, oh my god. The damage coming out all over the place. They're so split up. They kept thinking that everything was just going to be A-okay.
Yep.
It certainly was not.
That was not great. Ursa comes into the fight. He has instantly needs his Aegis. And now what happens for the rest is I just want you to keep an eye on the Ursa. So, okay, great. He claps. Gotta run for a target. Flame break. Run for a target. Oh, shit. There's too many. Gotta get away for a bit, you know, wait for his team to back up. Takes a lot of damage. Soon as it try to eat a cheese, run again. Try to hit some people. Getting kited.
I mean, look at how much attention he's getting.
He is still looking for the target to hit. Almost gets pucked. Can't get it. Now jumps away. And in the end, I mean, that's all they got, right? This was their Aegis fight. This was their moment where they were supposed to do really well.
The entire time, Ursa was like cheesing and kited. Yeah. He's like, where's my stuns? You know, where's the Sand King died?
The Sand King died early.
And the Witch Doctor died.
And then he bought back, but it was way too late at that point.
Yeah, by the time he bought back, he TPs to the shrine, tries to chase after, but the fight's happening too far away from him. He doesn't actually use a Burrow Strike at any point, so I think we started to see perhaps the weak point of that SG Sports draft, which was they have a Sand King stun, but they have no other disables.
Yeah.
And when you have a hero like Ursa, you really need to draft, I'd say, like 2-3 good disables to go with an Ursa, because otherwise he gets kited and can't do anything. He's very reliant on teammates to dish out damage.
Yeah, and then the cask, obviously they had a Witch Doctor as well, but also Witch Doctor died fairly early, so he couldn't really do anything either. You're having way too much fun with that gun.
Sorry, I like it. It's got a good weight to it.
Look at that! Look at that gold graph. That's what happened. Can you see that properly? That's the experience graph. But
yeah,
but it was just using one fight, and they were so high up. But we talked about this during the draft as well, that SG, they had a very all-in early game lineup.
And they took a lane of racks, like they were doing all right, but
what can they do? I mean, a team like Team Freedom, they've got a little bit of experience. They know how to keep that steady momentum. That's what we saw, was that take that one Roche fight, and then they didn't throw away that little lead that they got. They kept building upon it, taking their time, and waiting for SG to get a little bit too aggressive. They knew that they were on a time limit. They had to keep pushing, and they had to keep it going, so I think that dependence on ending that game early is what might have did them in. Maybe if they took a step back, you know, maybe got an Undying Ags, you know, played into that late game. Refresher Orb Undying Cheever. Think about it, girl.
Well, I think maybe SG should have tried. Like, if you're going all in early, I feel like they didn't win early hard enough for that. Sure, they shut down Juggernaut a bit, but then the rotations began and Juggernaut actually was able to catch up. And, you know, all in all, kind of feel like maybe they gave Freedom a little bit too much freedom.
Hey! Bazing.
Thank you.
Yeah!
Some good old American Dota right there.
All right, so next game, we start, like, this was already something different from SG from what we saw in the previous game, so they already tried to shape it up. By the way, I do have to mention that they have now got 3 losses, which means the only way that SG has a chance to go to LAN is if everybody else also gets a 3-3 score, which means they have to win every single game from this point onwards and then hope that the rest also goes 3-3 in all their 6 games
could
they
happen.
have for the next 2 days. It could happen.
Could happen.
But there is not a high chance that it will happen, so it's not looking too great for them. But it can happen, because...
Can happen, Shiva.
You know, anything can happen.
I mean, they'll just have to take all 4 teams to Atlanta, you know? Like, you're all winners.
Yeah.
You're all
4-way tiebreaker, baby.
Replace the European teams. We'll have the 4 American team finals.
No.
Okay.
Jeez, come on, Chiefs.
It's America Day.
It's America Day. Think
yeah,
about
but we want to have also
happen.
got a little bit of competition, you know?
Yeah, it's true. People want to watch good Dota.
Yeah. Oh.
Damn.
Wow.
You're our special guest for NA Day, and this is how you're going to be? What the hell?
We didn't put him up to saying that, by the way. He just said it all by himself. Anyway, we're soon ready for the next draft. SG again versus Freedom. What are we going to see different this time?
Imagine SG is just keep mixing it up, you know. They seem to have this idea they can just try some new picks. You know, it's going to be tough to qualify for the LAN, so I think they're going to just find something new, find a new pick or two. It's also a new patch, so I think teams are still trying to figure out just which heroes are going to still be strong on this new patch.
It's too much. Both
I got one.
Come on. Oh, yeah.
You got to do them different directions.
Oh, no.
All right. By the way, we did an MVP vote during the previous game. Let's take a look at that. Yeah. I want to try again in the meantime.
All right, let's see. Drum roll, please. Dun, da, 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 da. No, well, we don't
sorry,
have it.
no, but we don't have any votes, but you can vote for the next one. So this is the commands, hashtag and then the player name, Team Freedom versus SG. Who do you think is the MVP of the game? And I know the game hasn't started yet, but that's okay, because I believe we have a draft right now. I think. I'm not sure. I didn't actually know.
The producer, no!
I saw Owen and Fog go to the war room. I'm like, we're ready.
All right, well, let's talk about MVPs. Who was our standouts that we saw from that series? I have to say the Puck did some nice work there. SC was everywhere he needed to be, did a nice job.
I kind of also feel like, even though they didn't win, I think King RD did really good. King RD did really good on his Undying. He had a big impact, and I feel like if you're an Undying late game, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
But he did what he needed to do in the early game, and that needs to be said.
I think the stand-in Boris made some big plays in the bat when he clipped the Shadow Fiend. That was, I think that was actually one of the biggest plays of the game, like helped win the game. So I think playing as a stand-in and playing as well as he did, they also dominated that bottom lane. I'd give it to the Bat Rider.
All right. Let's see if we have another Bat Rider. Draft's on.
Treant Protector made it? Oh, shit. Game's over.
Treant Protector, one of the most picked and banned over the last few.
I think it's also notable to see that SG banned out the Nyx Assassin, and not only has Freedom been playing Nyx Assassin in majority of their games, I think Francis, F. Lee, he had an incredible role in that last game on the Nyx Assassin, finding multi-hero stuns, also just scouting out lots of different opportunities for them to take fights when they wanted to. So I like that ban a lot.
Something a bit different coming out from SG as well, as the panel suggested. Trying some different SB and VS being picked up in the first two.
Where the hell is this hero? There he is.
We've got the Spirit Breakers.
I got him. We're good. I'm just suffering over here. I'm dying from the spiciness.
Are we expecting this is going to be a carry venge for SG? Do they like to do that?
I guess it's possible. I think it's more of a C4T hero though, right? That guy plays usually the hard 5. That's a pretty hard 5 hero too.
By the way, all games so far, SG Esports has been on the Radiant side. Every game.
Oh, there we go.
They really have been. That's
what's been holding them back.
And look, another Puck, guys.
Embrace the Dire.
Well, so far, Dire has won all games. Common denominator, but also SG is also common denominator. So.
Damn.
Causation or correlation?
Oh,
I love Dream League.
No.
Oh, ow. Anyway, seeing a lot of blue here coming out from both teams, but what? That's something I can say. I'm very limited.
I love Dream League making friendly sounds. By the way, it's all blue.
They're blue. I do love Dream League, but I'm very interested to see the terror that this Treant Protector picks. We've talked to so many pro players, and they're literally just like, ban the hero. It's completely broken. So
and I think it's like another kind of similar, not like exactly same, but similar as the Nyx Assassin for F. Lee. You can just run around invis, you scout out, choose fights when you want to. I think that guy is very good at playing those kind of heroes that let you take fights around your vision. And yeah, Treant Protector.
10 seconds.
So,
Sick hero.
The standard venge question that every panel asks.
Is it core?
You think this is a carry venge guy?
It's first 2 pick, guys. It could be. I don't think so, but
What's going on here?
Venge or support venge? What do you think, David? Tell me, David.
Slack sounds completely different than the last panel. Did he wake up? What's going on here?
David?
He's back, guys.
He took a small nap.
He had coffee. Oh,
Thank you
he's
for the
back.
coffee, guys.
Some monster coffee.
He finished Owen's concoction. That's what happened.
I chugged Odie's godless milk drink, and it gave me all the energy I could ever need. All right, so anyway, show me another pick here. We have banned out Razor. Was it that big of a deal? Warranting a ban.
It's gonna probably counter some pick they have in mind, some kind of melee offlaner or something. They don't want to deal with it.
Troll Warlord. That's what they're going for. With the Spirit Breaker, right?
Has that been banned in these? Or teams aren't just just aren't playing it. today.
People are starting to recognize, like the guy was mentioning in the last panel, there's a lot of like spell damage and team fights coming out early, and like laning dominators and Troll. Like if there's a Bat Rider on the enemy team, Bat Rider just runs at him in the lane phase, and Troll suffers heavily, and then just magic damage. The hero needs a BKB.
Hooray!
Exactly.
Woohoo! Charge!
So let's see if they do want to go for something like that.
You know what I would like to see? A little bit of global presence, huh? You got
global.
You already got an SB. Let's see a Nature's Prophet. That hero didn't do too bad.
Didn't you, I thought you hate that hero.
Nature's Prophet, he's great.
You like that hero? Okay.
Sure.
I feel like you just flip flop all the time.
I'm never flip flop in my life. That's
Okay.
fake news.
Okay.
Great, great.
Good one.
Lina. So you got that mid lane matchup. Lina Puck. I guess there's a chance for the Lina to outplay the Puck, and you can try and catch him out. Is it a really tough lane for him?
Oh, the lane is fine. The lane's good for Lina. You
Yeah.
have range advantage, and you can just spam.
5 seconds remaining.
It's just about the outplays and the rotations coming in from other heroes. Spirit Breaker can't really gank Puck too well, though.
Reserve time.
No, that's true. And it's, I mean, in terms of ganking anyway, it's still always going to be hard with this Treant on the map. Can definitely turn around, potential gank, and always has that. Yeah, that living armor is going to be a bit of a nightmare so far for the heroes of SG to chomp through. No sort of damage over time to tick it out yet. Let's see, plan is.
Very early game oriented lineup coming out from SG Esports. Kind of as always that we see them do. Jakiro picked up by Freedom. They love this hero.
Yep.
No shocker.
Yeah, Stan King played a really well previous game as well.
Yep.
Well, they've got tower attacks. They got there.
Oh my god.
Team
Got him.
What?
Oh god.
Surprise. What do you mean, what? You got a global presence? You got a way to jump on top of a
Alright, I'll give it to you.
lot of good heroes?
I'll give it to you.
Yeah?
Okay.
That was a good call. There you go.
Thank you.
10
Thank you.
That was a good call.
Hey, you know what? Could be not. Do you think could SG close this up with having that Venge in the
5
support position and
seconds
picking up the
remaining.
Drow Ranger for their lineup?
Oh.
Pretty nice. wouldn't it?
Oh, boy.
Juicy.
Could be a good Drow
Oh,
strat.
scary.
Reserve
Silence is a pretty good versus Puck.
Yeah, Gust is very nice there. Drow could be pretty tasty if they want to try and run it. Did we see that? Did many teams do that at Manila Masters?
I think we saw
Saw,
like
like, once or twice?
one or two Drow
Yeah.
Rangers.
EG did it in one of the game one of the grand
Yeah.
finals.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know what's so interesting is that in the American meta, the NA, people don't remember about Disruptor.
Radiant
Not
team
banned, not picked. He was almost every single game in the rest of Dream League. Anyway,
Yeah, the CIS sides love Disruptor, but outside of there, I mean, some of the Chinese like to play around with it.
yeah, they
but
like him
yeah.
too.
in America, less so.
Yeah.
I like the Lycan pick this time.
10 seconds
I think Lycan and Ursa
remaining.
kind of share the same thing, where if you do pick this hero, you want to have a lot of lockdown from your other heroes, so you can
5
just like catch
seconds
people
remaining.
and just chase them down and kill them. He also gives an objective taker.
They don't
So
have a
with
lot of
Puck-
lockdown though.
They have Puck
Reserve
and
time.
Trino, right?
And
Jakiro.
Okay, Tree and Old is the only thing that I would count for that because I don't feel like Puck is that much of a lockdown. Unless you're called, I mean, Dream Coil is guess not that much of a lockdown, but still holds him in position. But
Yeah. It's so that he can like close the distance and just.
but it's all ults
benefit.
as well.
Yeah, it is ults.
An Ice Path.
Yeah,
But who really levels Ice Path?
That's like level 9.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 point.
So do you think
Dire
SG
team
has a decent amount of lockdown for Lycan, though? I mean, they have swaps, stun, bashes. Yeah, I guess they're pretty good.
Bashes.
Every single one of them has a way to lock that fool down. So
It's proud of men.
let's double down. Show me Legion Commander. Let's go. Come on.
Oh god.
For SG.
For SG?
Legion could be good for Freedom. couldn't
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Yeah, SG's looking safe laner.
Thanks, guys.
Freedom's looking off laner.
Yeah. And now Snaking is
Reserve
back, I
time.
believe. I think I saw him in the lobby. So now they're
Okay.
playing with their full 5-man roster. As for anything else, the Abaddon could still be a possibility. Just to like go for that 5-man death ball kind of thing with the Lycan and Jakiro.
Yo, what kind of Treant is this going to be? Is this a fabled jungle Treant, or is he going to be laning?
What's the jungle
What?
tree?
I mean, the
I was
Treant
gonna say, I'm pretty sure
Protector.
he's going to be the same position he plays in all of his games. I
No,
mean.
Treant Protector, excuse me.
Yeah, but I mean,
What?
how does he jungle? Can you explain
I mean,
this?
I'm sorry.
he can
I'm
become
sorry.
the
Nature's
jungle, but-
Prophet is what I
Oh,
call
Nature's Prophet,
I'm an
there we
idiot.
go.
I
The
was like,
wrong
no,
tree
not
guy.
Treant.
Like-
Treant Protector.
I
Okay,
think
please.
that's
No,
Tavo's
Nature's
hero.
Prophet. Where's he gonna go? What do you think?
Offlane, that's Tavo's
lane.
hero.
Yeah,
oh, that's
lane.
just gonna be the offlane. Okay,
Dire
okay.
The hero's too strong to not lane him because he's had all these buffs to his base damage. his
Oh,
treants,
that's right.
so
The right clicks are good now.
You just want to go to lane, rush some phase boots, harass enemy carries, put
Hype.
treants on supports.
Hype.
Hey, do you think will
10
Team Freedom definitely keep
seconds
CCNC on the puck in the middle lane, or will they see the Lina matchup and say we'd rather have something else against
5
that?
seconds
Get the puck on the off lane, pick something different mid?
It's one of his favorite heroes. I think. I don't
Okay.
think they'll
You don't-
change it, but
okay.
it's a
Reserve
slight
time.
possibility. But I wouldn't put it to them to put snaking on the puck.
So yeah, still looking for that off lane. There's the
Hey!
Legion. As you suggested, Slacks. As you suggested.
Yeah, totally. Hey, a Spectre, more global.
Oh, more global for
They
SG.
picked that really
Nice.
fast.
Yeah, they knew what they wanted.
They were prepared for that
Interesting.
Legion, and they didn't give it down.
Gentlemen, get yourself over to your computers. And we have apparently a little bit of time to talk about what we think is going to happen here. So what do we think is going to happen here?
Well, that's a good point. What are you thinking there, Gods?
Against
Spectre.
Legion Treant? Is that possible? Like, I feel like you're not gonna get much out of the lane.
No.
That lane's gonna bully you a lot. So.
But in terms, like, okay, previous game, we complained that they didn't have anything for the late game, and they got late game covered.
Late game is covered, but the global presence strat, it is pretty much like all or nothing, or it just complete garbage. And the fact that I was even able to predict it is probably not a good sign for that team.
Is it
Okay.
King RD on the Spirit Breaker?
It should be.
Because I kind of feel like I wanna give this one to SG. I'm gonna give this one to SG. Put me over there. There.
Yay!
Yes.
I'm gonna stick with Freedom. I think their lanes are strong. Treant's a pretty OP champion, and
What? What was that? An OP champion, sir? What did you just say? My silencer was all sorts of. This bullet won't hurt you, but it's up there.
I'm gonna stick with America, Slacks. There we go.
I mean, he's wearing the shirt.
America. Oh, Yeah, I don't know. This will be a hilarious game if SG wins. I'll say that. But their chances of doing so, I probably don't even want to do it. Probably we're gonna have to go with Team Freedom.
I think this is the best draft that they have.
You think so?
So far over the 4 games, 4 drafts in total that we've seen.
I mean, it's a little less predictable. I'll give you that.
It's
It's
a
the
little.
most out there draft.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it's easier to execute for them because in all the previous ones they kind of drafted themselves in a little bit of a corner, and this time,
yeah. I'm worried that what if the Treant picks up an Ags though? I know you guys laugh at me every time I bring up the Treant Ags, but in this game, they can globally jump on you and you can do a global save. That's a big deal. So, Yannis never believes me when I say Treant Ags in pro games. Come on, Fog.
Oh, by the way, we are, in case you're wondering, are slightly delayed because there is a new lobby made with obviously the same picks. We're just waiting for the game to get going, and then we'll send it over to our commentators. But you know, we have some time, so we're taking it.
50-50.
Oh,
Yeah, that's you guys can vote
Try
that
a
at
little harder,
home.
guys.
This is not very representation because in all previous games, it is actually even.
It is
All right,
actually,
it is actually even. This is
a real
actually people
stat.
voting.
Wow. Look at that.
That's impressive.
Even the people don't know.
But did they see the draft before voting this? What are you
I've
trying
always
to
wanted
do?
to master the throw. Ah, damn it. That's something that people could do, you know, the gunslingers. They toss it up. Oh, shit, I would have just shot off my own junk right there.
Right, I'm gonna try this. I have a gun as well.
No, you can't do it. That has no weight. Here you go. What? Try
This is weight.
It's too light. Oh, Jesus. Oh, this is why they won't let me have one of these in the U.S. anymore. Here you go, Gods. You haven't done any spinning yet. Be an American.
I mean, he broke it once.
I guess I break it again.
I was gonna say you broke it once. You really want to
I
have
don't
to do it
think
again?
you can break it more, buddy. Come on.
I have a holster.
Australians, law.
We lost our guns years ago. It's a novelty for me.
You know, what do cops like take in Australia? Like they don't. Do they have guns, cops?
Yes.
Australia, they have. God, I don't even know. I think they have tasers. They
Yeah.
probably have guns too.
They probably have guns too. In the Netherlands, they also have guns.
Really? I heard that like other places besides the U.S. have like billy clubs and stuff.
So I think most cops have guns, but there's also something else in the Netherlands that's not specifically guns. But we'll continue this conversation some other
Oh, we
time
finally
because our
got it?
game is actually ready. So let's
Hey!
head over to Odie Pixel and Fog for game number 2 of SG Esports versus Freedom.
I don't know what we're doing.
I don't know what we're doing.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. To Gaston Desk, I'm Audit Picks. I'm here, Fog, and we're ready to take you through the second game of the second series of the day. We've got Team Freedom for the second time, SG Esports for the fourth time today. We just reloaded into the lobby.
Yes.
We had some connection issues, so we did have to do so. But the picks, as we saw, SG going for something a bit different, going for this global sort of push strat. The Spectre, the Nature's Prophet coming
Where's the
out.
Zeus, man? Instead of the Lina, they should have had the Zeus.
That's
Then
right.
they would have had full global.
They would have. Yeah, they certainly would have. But overall, are you liking this attempt, or do you feel is it possible that the Spectre's going to get shut down in the lane? By,
I think it's a bit too greedy.
It's a tough game for Spectre.
Very tough game for Spectre, and their lineup is... It's just like weird. It doesn't really have like great team fight or anything. It's got the global kind of potential and stuff, but before that, it's very like single target oriented. And Team Freedom's is very just well rounded. It's great in the lanes. It's great in the mid game. It's great for team fights. It's just got everything they kind of need, and it puts heavy pressure versus weak lanes. So I think Spectre Venge, pretty weak lane. Legion Commander Tree, probably one of the strongest duos. So I really think that SG is going to suffer a lot more. That being said, though, they have looked incredibly good in all of their laning phase
They
games.
have. The laning play has been very strong from SG. You can't take that away from them. So it is certainly going to have to be even stronger here in a game with the heroes that they have. And
That's a nice ward there you saw what he did there.
Oh, did he get it down?
Yeah, he put it down. So he cut the tree. This was a ward that I believe China was using a lot to defend their mid laners. They would put it up there. They cut one tree and you put it down. But it's also incredibly good versus Spirit Breaker. You see all the rotations coming out.
Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah.
It's just a very hard to de-ward ward.
Will they be aware that he put that down? You know, obviously spotting him coming up. Do you think they should know that he would have headed over there for
There's a lot of different spots he could have placed it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they did see that he was standing on the high ground here, but he could have placed it deeper. He could have placed one on like the normal spot in the mid lane.
You know, we'll see if the Venge is able to get the D-wards out. Just have the sentry ready to go. See if he is able to find the right position. But yeah, as you're saying, the global aspect, it feels like it's going to be potentially hard on SG as well, because Team Freedom, they have a lot of saves. You've got the Lycan's Howl, you've got the Press the Attack, you've got the Living Armor. A lot of ways that they can save each other from being dove upon. Even when they hit the 6 on the Spectre, you know, at a time where you're going to want to get that Spectre straight and involved in action. It could be quite hard for them against Freedom's lineup.
Yeah, it's nothing really to get your Spectre involved. I've used to see like the Spectre get picked up when it was like there's a puck on the team too. So you Dream Coil, you Haunt, you get the Spectre involved very early. This time around, it's like you Haunt just to go with your kind of Spirit Breaker charge with the Fury and ulti as well, just to join in those type of engagements. But it's definitely not so clear cut and straightforward. While Team Freedom's their lineup hits a very strong timing where they can not only death ball down towers, they can also go for Roshan, and they are incredibly potent. So we'll see how it plays out, but it does look like SG is going to suffer more in the laning phase than they usually do. We'll see though. King RD is kind of the man at just finding situations and turning them around and finding ganks anywhere.
Yeah, in all 3 games. Well, what we've seen him on? We've seen him on the Undying, the Earth Spirit, and what was it? Was it Sand King? Did he play in one of the games?
Undying, Earth Spirit, and I can't recall.
I can't remember. But whatever he's been on, he's certainly been quite a dominant force in the early game. So we'll see if he is able to pull off the same this time round. Mid lane, though, as you said, probably going to be a place where we're going to see less King RDs. Not too much you can do against the puck. Bottom lane, we'll make the go here onto F. Lee. He backs up, and he will be fine. Not quite enough damage or control level 1 to take him out. So they'll harass the support out of the lane, but Snake King still able to stand strong. And yeah, to confirm as you said, so what, game 1 we saw Boris standing in, but Snake King is indeed back here for the second game. Mid lane, at the moment, things being kept even. It's the bottom lane where the heavy action is going on here. King RD being gone upon, they'll look to turn with a magic missile and they'll get it. HFN secures himself first blood.
Wow. Didn't think they'd actually be able to bring him down with that kind of aggression, but yeah, having the Leech Seed level 1, he just wanted to start pummeling them down, but yeah, just a bit too much damage, just unexpecting them to really be able to burst him down with the Desolate. He got, I think, 1 or 2 Desolate damage hits too, so the bonus damage does play a bit of a factor. But now looking at the lane equilibrium, and the creep favor is heavily in Freedom's.
It's going to be down under the tower. King RD taunting F. Lee here.
That one is very obnoxious.
The noise, the movement, it's all over the place.
Snaking though, even though the Treant died, he's farming super well. 9-1 CS, and he's standing under the tower. No fear.
Mid lane.
Mid lane.
Has he got
Adriano.
it? Very close there, nearly being able to bring down Adriano. The sounds out in time. CCNC though, as it goes, keeping on par with the farm of the Lina at the moment. Even matchup between the two of them. Looking for that rune. Not going to get it as CCNC is able to take it. Adriano was hoping to get there in time. Couldn't quite make it. The orb too strong. Bottom lane, again, the dagger out. Revealing that the sentry is there. They did pop a sentry down themselves, Team Freedom, to look for the D ward, but...
They did get it.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, there was a lane ward from SG, and F. Lee was able to claim that one. But now he is invis. He's got the leech seed as well, so he's going to be able to just keep snaking in the lane. But yeah, Snake's pretty much free farming in this lane versus a tri lane. And the trade-off, though, is that the Nature's Prophet top lane is... He's messing with the support a bit, and he's messing with the UR a little bit and getting some farming levels. At least to get some reciprocation.
And HFN, does he have any regen here on the Spectre? He
has none.
He's got nothing out on him at the moment. What's the best way? And there's nothing on C4T as well. So this is going to be a little bit awkward for the moment for this Spectre. He really can't do much for what seems to be quite a bit of time there. There's no backup plan, and Snaking realizes this. He knows that he can be aggressive, as this Spectre's just going to be out the lane for quite some time indeed. Do we have...
He's bringing
someone in?
He's bringing the HFN salve.
There we go. Absolutely necessary there, as they need to get the Spectre back into some sort of a shape that he can re-enter the lane.
All three lanes, though, going in favor for Team Freedom right now, even though the first kill was on the Treant Protector.
Yeah, certainly is, as you mentioned, it is, along with the panel, panning out as is expected with these lineups from both sides. Spectre having a very tough time in lane with the pressure that's being put on.
Yeah, once they get the level 6 on the Nature's Prophet, he can at least come down and maybe get involved versus the Legion Commander with a charge coming up, but still. They're getting heavily pressured by this dual aggressive lane, and you can see their levels are suffering. King RD level 1 on Spirit Breaker, it's almost 5 minutes in. C4T is barely, almost level 3. Almost level 4 on the Spectre, but yeah, snaking on the Legion Commander is just playing in their faces, absolutely free farming.
Yeah, it's a very, very strong start.
Yep. And as long as Francis or F. Lee doesn't really show himself too much and just sits behind snaking, they have no kill opportunities. Unless snaking plays way too far aggressive.
Oh. Snaking. He actually nearly gets that one there, but the whole bat will be there. Quick charge and a magic missile. They look to try and turn. They're bringing the Nature's Prophet as well. Treant trying to hold them back. Snaking. Falling down low. They'll sprout him up. But he's actually able to cut himself out and get away at the end of the day. Now they'll turn their focus towards the Treant. Jakiro coming in. Snaking trying to save him. It's not going to be enough here.
That is the one thing. If they overstep their bounds too far, that's when the Nature's Prophet can come in and start helping. So they have to watch their positioning when they do go for that kind of stuff. Snaking. Maybe in a little trouble here. One more right click coming out from Tavo, and he should be brought down. Yep. Snaking might be able to get a kill. Yeah.
It will fall through in return, but yeah, Tavo getting a double. I think he'll be fine with that. They keep the Spectre alive. They get a double. It's going to be a long, painful walk once again, though, for HFN back to base. So still more and more time where this Spectre is falling very much behind in comparison to the Lycan, who is double the CS and having the time of his life up on that top lane, especially when the Nature's Prophet leaves the lane for that sort of play.
Yeah, and he's going to go for a Midas. That's like the new Lycan build that everybody's been doing. You just get the Midas and you increase your farm much faster, because that hero doesn't just need items, he needs levels pretty badly. But he's going for the 1-1-3 build that we've been seeing people do as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, snaking, continuing that rampage in that bottom lane. No fear. Even though he did pay with his life once, he's now going to have the phase boots finished up, and it should be a lot easier for him to survive. That being said, though...
Yeah, they're making it go again onto F. Lee. Charge forward from King RD. Out comes the Wrath, and Nature's Prophet TPs across. Magic Missile is there, and they should get F. Lee. The response from Freedom, as they surround Tavo, take him out, will punish him for that play. And last time getting a double kill, I think he's happy with that, but TPing in, taking a Treant down, but then losing your life, not necessarily worth it here for the Prophet.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really... That's just him getting a kill, too. It's not like him TPing down there securing his Spectre's farm by any means. He's now... HFN just got the hell out of there. He's like, I actually...
He's up to top. He can't do anything
get anything
down
up there. I can't get anything down there. There's no point in him really being there anymore because it's just too much pressure coming up from the Legion Commander. And the Jakiro now has his space awakened, and he can make his way down and cause even more pressure, and even take the building now, too. With that level 3 Liquid Fire, they can heavily pressure the safe lane tower. And as a Spectre, losing your safe lane tower pre-10 minutes is super detrimental. Tavo is teleporting down, though, to try to at least react a bit for it.
Oh, look at this top lane. CCNC's coming with a wraparound. They're ready to punish HFN. They know he's not 6 yet, still just level 5. He'll try and juke his way out around the tree line. He's not going to make it, though, as they chase him down. Yawar as well, getting the kill. As anticipated, it's been a very tough opening 8 minutes here for the Spectre. Freedom well and truly able to punish it and make sure the lanes go their way. Bottom lane, charge onto Snake King, pretty deep underneath the tower. Mass TP's coming through. Will be Sprouted, gets the chance to get himself out. But with a magic missile coming in from the bench, they do punish the Legion. They brought in 4 for this. Can they get any more? They're looking towards Stanking. Do have the charge. Sprout is there. Ends up actually knocking him out the trees, though. And it looks like they should still get him as the bash comes through along with another magic missile. SG will secure themselves a couple of kills down bottom. Get HFN involved as well.
Defended their tower. Very important as well. A little bit of an over-aggressive play coming out from Snaking and getting punched, but now HFN playing over-aggressive as well and just gets bursted down at the tower.
Straight in Snaking with the duel. Not great for SG there. They get themselves a bit of positive play. Snaking turning it around. Still as this goes on, all the space in the world for Yawara up on the top lane. Has the Midas complete and can now look to start to put some pressure on that tower as he wishes.
I think this is where Adriano needs to start getting involved for his team too. Make some space for that Spectre. I think he ideally wanted to go down toward bottom, but he was farming some stacks, and yeah, he can't really defend that tower. Now it's going to get dropped down from the right clicks from Snaking as well as the Liquid Fire from Stanking. So losing safe lane tower, Spectre now kind of doesn't really have a great place to farm or go at all. He has to play with this ganking Spectre in a way, and they have to really enable him. They have to play completely around the Spectre now and just help him wherever possible, wherever he goes. But this isn't a Spectre, you know, it's 9 minutes in and he's playing in the enemy off lane. It's just a very awkward position.
Now he's got to be careful as well. CCNC with that Veil. If he makes another rotation, they've got the burst. There'll be a smoke up from SG.
They are going to go up and play around the Spectre at least. You know, he's in the off lane. They got to help him somehow. With the puck coming in, CCNC with that freshly picked up Veil.
Yeah, calling him and working himself down to the low ground. There's the Light Strike and Laguna in return. CCNC will take the fall. They'll sprout the Lycan, hold him back, jumps through, will chase down the Spectre, gets the kill, gets out as well. Light Strike Ray not on point. Thinking about turning for more. They've got the duel. They're going to look for a second kill onto the vent. There's actually a buyback Haunt here from the Spectre trying to turn this. Looks towards the Lycan. Snake King falling down low as he will be chased down by Tavo. They'll get the Legion. Yawar trying for the TP out, isn't going to make it. The Light Strike comes in. So SG do take the cause back down in response. They do commit the Spectre buyback for that, but I mean, he doesn't get a lot of gold, of course, because of that buyback.
Get some experience.
Gets a bit of experience.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah.
He didn't have the earn or anything finished up, so he didn't get earn charges, but yeah, all right. He's trying to get involved. He's trying to catch up somehow. At least he's trying, right? But that was a nice smoke rotation that they did. You know, they kind of expected the aggression to continue happening onto the Spectre every time he shows in a lane, and they at least react accordingly. Trying to get themselves a tower as well.
They may want to dive for more. They've actually got a charge onto Stanking. They are going in deep. Living armor. It'll be enough to save the Jakiro. It won't. They'll lose Stanking here. The aggression of SG stepping up, paying off for now.
CCNC porting in, wanting to defend this tower. Tavo dueled up. This will be an easy duel finish.
I was just saying, how many duel wins have we got on Snaking? It feels like he's had a pretty strong start. Yeah, 3 already here. 30 damage at 11 minutes in. Dream Coil out and down onto C4T. He'll be chased down as well. And they will get the double for CCNC.
Very important for CCNC to make those type of moves, though. Just always running around, defending his towers as best as possible, because he's playing with a Treant Protector on his team. He doesn't want to lose towers, but that being said, while he does move out of the mid lane, the Lina Adriano is able to clean up mid tower. So a small little gain coming out from SG, at least through that exchange.
What's the plan item-wise from from the Spectre. Is it a game where you have to look for that Radiance, or do you expect to see smaller items such as the Manta, a Diffusal come out from him in this game?
I think he needs to go for... I think it's going to be too hard for him to get a big item like a Radiance. Maybe if he just win like a crazy amount of fights, he can just get it like that, but he already purchases up the Aquila phase boots. He's going to be going for an Urn as well on top of that. So it looks like he's just going for early aggression builds. I think he needs to as well. Just like they're going to be constantly running at him in this game, and they need to be able to contest that first Rosh. That first Rosh is going to be extremely important, and Freedom has a perfect lineup to take that with not only just the Lycan, but also Jakiro. Jakiro makes it so that while you're doing Rosh, you pretty much take no damage because the Rosh isn't really attacking when he's liquid fired. Bottom lane, King RD in position, ready to go for stanking, waiting for Tavo's TP maybe to be ready. He's waiting for something, maybe to wait for more information on the map before he makes a move.
Yeah, definitely a kill that they can go for. And stanking is all alone. And indeed, there we have it. Charge, they'll go for the TP. It's a little far away, but he pops the drum charges, gets in position. They've got the bashes from King RD, and Stan King will certainly be taken down here. SG seeing an opening and making sure to abuse it.
Yep. And then they're actually pinging out the Rosh too, so they're expecting that's going to be happening in a bit. Adriano actually pinged that one out. Yeah, nice little small kill gains. Going for Midas not only on the Spirit Breaker, but also on the Nature's Prophet. So they're going to have triple Midas. Actually, maybe even 4 Midases coming out soon for Team Freedom because the Train Protector also has one queued up. So greed, greed, greed. After a good laning phase. Why not? Snaking now charged up again. Oh, he canceled his charge.
Oh.
But they might be able to get the kill anyway.
Few bashes would do it.
Be able to.
He's trying to, oh, he actually commits with the duel and turns. With the overgrowth, they're going to man up, turn back into this. Look towards King RD, get the second. Snaking just goes now for the TP out. He's going to make it.
Oops.
And that whole attempt there from SG just turned around immediately. They did not expect the Trin to be in position for that ultimate.
Yeah, canceling his charge stun. That was also quite a mistake there. Snaking's able to get the press the attack off, and then the Trin in position to get that nice root coming out. And during all this, Stan King now just goes toward the mid lane, puts a nice aggressive ward, and also just starts liquid firing the tower.
And what's Snaking that? What, his 4th successful duel?
Yep.
And so yeah, it's a lot. 14 minutes in to see a Legion get that many victories this early on is certainly something you don't see every game. As he's also very close to having that Blink Dagger done. 200 gold and he's got it. CCNC scouting things out with an Invis rune, has the Dream Core ready to go. Spots out HFM. Knows what's up there in the middle lane, but it looks like they don't have any interest in jumping in for a fight as of yet.
Yeah. Team Freedom doesn't really need to take these like random type of fights. The fights that they want to take is near objectives because they can easily take it right after an engagement happens. And they have to have the number advantage because like we did mention a bit on the panel was that SG does have like that global favor coming in, so they can outnumber Team Freedom if Team Freedom is not set up properly.
I was interested, was that CCNC on the puck? He was shift queuing up Clarities. Did he end up buying some on the curve?
Yep.
Okay. Stocking up on 3 Clarities. Okay.
It's good to have, we see a lot of players actually put them at least in your backpack. I think OP on IG, I see him running around with Clarities in his backpack a lot of the times when he's playing these type of heroes. Doesn't want to have to go back to base. He's the big aggressor as well. But I think he's probably going to be going back anyway.
Oh, yeah, certainly value. It's a good amount for just a small price of 50 gold.
Yeah. Why not?
Oh, there we go, popping one already, even though he's going back to base. Just that extra speed on the mana regen, meaning you can TP out sooner, I guess.
Yep, they want to defend their tier 1.
Efficiency at its finest. Let's see what they can do about this. F-Fleet already up there. Echo Saber complete on your War. They do have the sentry down though, SG, so F-Fleet's going to have to be careful how he comes around on this. Blink Dagger on Snaking. Ready to look for the jump. We'll see how heavy SG go in on this push. The Wolves already scouting them out. And that may be enough to cause SG to hold back off this.
Yeah, they don't have a lineup that really wants to just like straight up 5v5. They want a lineup that outnumbers or they just catch people out of position and then the Haunt comes through and the Fury Note comes through as well. So whenever Team Freedom groups up, they have a big advantage coming out for them. And Snaking going in for the duel now.
He goes straight in there, finds the Lina. The swap will be there. Will buy him time at least to not lose the duel immediately. But the side of Freedom going in for more. Out comes the Overgrowth. Traps two. Lina's out and down. King RD tries for a TP, but the damage from your is too much. As SG, they lose two. They're going to lose the Venge as well, as three are out and down. You've got the Spectre trying to run himself away. He has the Shrine Heal, but he's absolutely surrounded here by Freedom, still with a full 5-man alive. HFM will go down as well. Yawar gets the double kill. And, I mean, you said it yourself. SG with a lineup that doesn't want to fight 5-on-5. And that demonstration shows exactly why that's the case.
Yeah, they can just get ran at. Like, they don't really have great damage in a team fight. Like, they need damage coming out from everybody kind of splitting up, and the Desolate starts to build up, and the Nature's Prophet ult, and they pick somebody off maybe with like a Lina ult quickly. But the amount of sustain that also comes out from Team Freedom is just too high.
Oh, and look at this.
Another duel coming out.
Just straight in. Again, there will be a
Nice
swap,
ice
but I
path.
think it's a swap that may set up for a couple of potential deaths. The Spirit Breaker will get out, so Venge's life not in vain, as he will save the Spirit Breaker. But yeah, another tower to be taken by Freedom. As they really continue to amp up the pressure. And SG still desperately trying to look for that space to get HFN back in this one. Going straight for the Refresher Orb on this Spectre. That's when you know something's going wrong.
He's still probably deciding. He's probably thinking about what he wants to do, but...
You don't believe in the phase Refresher Rush?
Sure don't.
Trusting in the Desolate damage. I like it. Does he even have the... He does not have the mana for two... What's the mana like for 2 horns? It's...
No.
Yeah, it's not there.
It's high, yeah.
You got to sit in base. Sit in... You know, AFK base and double horn from base, that's the plan.
I'm like trying to think what he can actually get. I think just like the Manta kind of build is the safest
Yeah,
versus
that's what he's
Train
doing,
Protector. Yeah, he's got the Yasha coming out.
He's only trolling us.
And that was, so that last, I guess you could call fight, it was more like Team Freedom just kind of running at them. And oh god, another duel coming out right away.
Snaking, he is just in there each and every time, setting up for the team fights. We'll get the duel win here as the Lina's out and down. Overgrowth comes out onto 2 of them. SG, they've lost 2. They're going to lose 3 as well as Tarbo's out. C4T down as well.
They can't fight. They actually just cannot
really
fight.
Can't.
They have to just completely split up in a way, but it's too hard versus the lineup that Team Freedom has because they can force these engagements. Snaking, no hesitation jumping in. Don't think he gets the duel victory there, but still. Actually, no, I think he did get the duel victory that time.
He did actually that time, yeah.
He's doing exactly what he needs to do in this game, and he just needs to jump in, force the aggression onto him, and then they clump up, and they get all these like massive team fight spells coming out on top. And now that's 2 tier 2s claimed already. Pre-20 minutes, Roshan should be looking like their next objective to be gained, unless they want to go for bottom as well. But yeah, it's just looking like SG cannot take the engagements versus Team Freedom. They don't have the lineup to do that.
No, they really don't. They need more time for the Spectre, and yeah, the way that Team Freedom's playing, they're not going to give SG any more time at all.
Yeah. And Lina, that was the last 2 deaths were the freshly picked up Bloodstone, and he's down to 5 charges now. King RD also just getting caught out.
Yeah, King RD with the 7 Orb of Venoms queued up next on the Spirit Breaker. Oh, 6 actually, sorry. EU maps.
Yeah, they're feeling pretty demoralized.
They're feeling the heat here, yeah. This is definitely the most painful game or state that they've been in today. 20 minutes in to be 12k behind. It's tough, especially when you're 12k behind with a Spectre lineup.
Yeah.
And yeah, queuing up the quad Midas here for the Spectre. I love it. I like that. I like to feel that this isn't frustrating. This is SG having a bit of a laugh, bit of a smile.
They probably are. I mean, they're probably just like we're just getting ran at. The only way that they can come back in this game is just to split up and just try not to get completely overran. But it's looking like it's a bit too much of a detriment at this point. They do have a Spectre if they make it to super late game, but they also have the heroes to kind of deal with the Spectre.
I would love to see him build those 4 Midases and then come back into the game.
That would be pretty hype. Oh no, Adriano top, the duel. It's gonna come out. Does he get the Bloodstone off? He does. Okay.
Kills himself in time.
And now looks like Stanking bottom lane. They might be able to get at least something out of this. He's pretty tanky.
There you go, here's the duel win. Oh no,
TP.
or the swap. Or it's not enough.
And Stanking actually TPs out of the bottom lane as well when they went to go for him with the double 2 hero rotations.
Yeah, unfortunately, Spirit Breaker 6 Orb of Venom's too short to get that kill. Oh, I see it. This is cozy, isn't it? Oh, he's.
Oh, they've got eyes on him.
Yeah.
The duel isn't up yet.
Oh, he's actually going to get out.
He should be able to.
Use your ult. Oh, no, he hasn't got it.
Radiant's middle tower
All right.
is under attack.
F-Lee giving a bit of mercy there to the Spectre as he lets him waltz away.
Still a very dominant performance.
Yeah,
Team Freedom.
Freedom have looked very good this series, yeah, that's for sure.
Yawar has also been, like, it's not like massive in this game, but he has been using his wolves really well to scout out everybody. He's been sending like one around and just kind of putting it on top of the Lina for the most part whenever they're trying to take an engagement. So they know whenever SG does want to respond. But yeah, they've just been literally just jumping in and just brute forcing it pretty much versus SG. Mid lane, stanking.
Can they get a kill here? They're looking for stanking.
He's buff though.
Oh, CCNC is actually there with the response. Gets the two-man silence dream call out as well. Duels there onto the Spirit Breaker. Another win for Snaking. And HFN will try and run himself away. He's not going to make it. Or is he?
Nope. And Yawar in the back also cleans up the Vengeful Spirit. 15,000 gold lead now at the 22-minute mark. They just call it.
The GG, well played. Unfortunate stuff here for SG, having some very tough matchups. As a second series of the day, it will be another loss for them. Freedom picking up 2 wins. As Freedom just, they did look very good. We saw how well they coped in a game in Game 1 where SG did give them a hard time in the laning stage.
Yeah.
You are making a good recovery. CCNC playing some very nice puck in both games, to be fair. Some great rotations here in Game 2, keeping them ahead. And again, it feels just down to the draft. SG, I feel like they themselves would have known going to this game they were going to have a tough start, but
yeah.
I guess just didn't anticipate how tough it could be.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what happened. Is Team Freedom had some very strong lanes, and SG they tried to kind of like duke it up versus them, but the heroes that Team Freedom had were just way too strong at that. They were able to claim objectives, and the brute forcing factor. Snaking, no hesitation coming out from him, just blinking in, starting the engagements, and that was making it an absolute disaster for SG.
And we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Second series of the day goes 2-0 to Team Freedom, and we'll be able to bring them back in the panel there. But yeah, guys and girls.
Hello.
It's been a tough day for SG. Tough day for SG.
Very tough day for SG. That draft did not work out at all. I don't know why I believed it would.
Well, that's
I'm not sure either, Sheaves.
Well, come on. It was an all-or-nothing draft. And it could have gone that way.
They had the global strat at least. But
you see these combos like NP Spectre, and you're like, yeah, this is going to be great. But then you've got to get to a point where it can be great. And things fell apart pretty early. So.
I will say that you 2 casters were great. Thanks for your work, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
See you later. Yeah, because that game for SG is just... It just fell apart so fast as well. They never really got... Like you said, they never really got to the point where their draft was meant to do something.
Yeah. I think giving away Treant's okay if you pick stronger heroes. You can't pick like a Spectre when your opponents have Treant, Legion Commander in lane. They had that. I guess their idea was they tri-laned it. They had the Nature's Prophet who could TP in, so it could turn to like a 4v2. But even when they got kills, like the Nature's Prophet TP'd in, they killed 2, lost 1. It's like, well, yeah, you got an okay trade, but you commit 4 heroes, and Spectre has to go back to base to heal because keeps getting knocked to pieces by this Treant. So the trades they had weren't even at all good. One bit good.
No, not even one bit.
Damn, that was kind of it was a quick GG. They knew it was over, and not even any pressure on the base. It's a sad GG, you know? You don't even see those and you're like, yeah, got him.
But
what?
We talked about this a little bit off camera.
Yeah.
About people and players using the voice lines, and where you can tell like they're having fun of things. When that Spectre died, just now the last death that he had, there was a sad trombone from King RD.
Oh, when it's your teammate doing it though, that's maybe suggesting like, he's not going so well. If you do it yourself when you're dying, it's like, hi, I'm dead, team. I'm feeding.
No, it was while the chase was going on, so he wasn't even dead yet.
No.
So if your teammate does it, it's like you're feeding. What's going on? Stop.
Preemptive sad trombone.
Let's take a look at the replay we've chosen for you guys. All right, let it go. All right, we're 18
Whoa, look
minutes
at that
into the game.
Sorry. Go ahead. All right.
Initiation.
Every time.
Got this right there. Boom. Pushed away. And it looks like this is going to be an instant melt. However, yeah.
Hey, look, it's a wolf.
That's a woofy stuck in there.
Whoops.
What we're going to do for the...
Oh,
right,
and that's,
there you
okay,
go.
pause, please. This guy is making every... So right now, before this, You know, the wolf, he was having to he was actually having to walk to someone to kill
My
him.
God,
Oh,
what a
the
life.
effort. Right now, people are just rooted.
What I would like to point out is you just
Like,
saw
hey.
that huge mass of support attacks. Everything. Everyone trying to do one thing.
Oh, hey.
Then Treant Protector literally walks up and goes, boop.
Oh, hey.
And he catches literally everyone and
Another one.
destroys them.
Oh, hey. He can do
Oh,
another
hey.
one. In the meantime, by the way, Puck's and CCNC, I know it's difficult to track him down when he's all over the place. He's already got a double kill. He's crazy. It was a good game from Team Freedom.
I like
Let's
the
put it that way.
contrast, you know, the Jakiro, like he... Hold on a second.
Hold on a second. Who are we talking to?
Who this?
Hi,
Stan
this is
King?
Stan King.
Hi, Stan King.
Stan King.
Congratulations on your first showing of Dream League.
Thank you.
How did you like playing against SG today?
It was nice. They're like obviously a very accomplished team, so it felt nice kind of taking the wins for them.
I was
we
gonna
had
say-
we had some internet issues earlier with Snake King, so we're glad to have him back for our matches.
Yeah, I mean, you made that series look easy, to be honest. So that's good. Definitely.
You guys are playing a lot of matches lately and doing really well. Like, what do you feel about your team and its potential right now?
I think we feel pretty good. We have a lot of practice, and we think we really enjoy playing with each other. So we just kind of want to get the experience that other teams have and be able to compete for TI.
All right. You've been around for a long time. You've been to a lot of different teams. How's this one shaping up? You like your teammates? Do you think they're cool guys?
I don't think I've been on that many teams, right? That's probably
Come
my,
on, dude.
like, second real team. So,
You think they're better than the other team you had, bro? Be real.
it's nice.
Oh, good. What's your situation like? Do you guys have like a house now? I know that they used to do Team Freedom boot camps in a house, or what's it looking like
Yeah,
for your training?
We're gonna have a boot camp at the end of this week. So starting at the end of this week until TI. So it'd be nice kind of meeting everyone.
At the end of this week until TI, that's a very long time.
Well, you gotta work hard to get the TI, right?
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, but some teams also say sometimes that too much is also not good because you might get too, like...
What are you trying to freak them out?
No, because I actually had this discussion with people before because some people think it's not good, not healthy to be basically on each other's, in each other's personal space the whole time.
Yeah, I think we've taken, we thought about that, but it's not. I think we'll be okay.
All right.
Okay.
Good to hear you.
Were you very surprised that you got the Tree and Protector there in that second game, by the way?
I mean, they banned the heroes we like to play, so.
Well,
we have so many of
everybody
them.
seems to be banning Tree and Protector, not gonna lie.
I think there's like the 7.06C patch, so I think people are kind of confused right now what's good and what's bad. So
Fair enough.
we just kind of play it, and somehow we got treated. So
So,
play the Treant game.
Complexity is your next opponent
Oh.
in just a little bit. And you actually recently played Complexity in the best of 5, which you won. Are you going to do it again? Are we going to talk to you again after the end of this series?
I hope so.
Yeah.
We played a lot.
Well,
the confidence comes.
I mean, if you play them a lot, then you know them really well as well, right?
They also know us really well, so
It's true.
We'll see. We'll see how this.
How confident are you?
I think we're pretty confident. We've been winning most of our games. So
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
not really too much to worry about, but we haven't really played, the top tier of competition. So we'll see if Cole does better.
Well, we're going to find out. I am going to let you get back to your team to prepare for that one, and perhaps we'll talk to you in a little bit again.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
And that was Stan King, the Jakiro player. So far, we've only seen him play Jakiro in both of the games. And yeah, confident to beat Complexity. That's going to be our next series. But before that, I believe we still have an MVP vote. I'm not sure if I can ask for that because I know our producer is not actually in the studio right now. Oh my God! Look at that. She
the
left
ship
people in
still
charge.
runs.
Look at that, Tavo.
All right.
Nature's Prophet. Now, I do feel like I shouldn't have to say this.
Yeah.
But I will say this. People in the chat, the MVP vote is not a popularity vote.
They like Tavo, okay, Shiva?
Let them have it. They lost all their games. Let them have one
Tavo,
MVP vote.
MVP. Decided.
Okay, fair
Dang.
enough. On the other team, it was Snake King on the Legion Commander. He did have a really good Legion Commander game.
Yeah, that's true.
Basically getting... I say he had a good Legion Commander game, but every time, or Most of the times you got a duel, yeah, there was also a swap that was on point. But
He was just fogged in the Twitch chat voting for snaking. He loves snaking.
Yeah.
yeah, I actually, yeah, we heard him say it. Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Him and all
was,
his multi-accounts.
Loads of accounts. All right. So, our next series is set to start after a bit of a break.
Okay.
But before that, I just want to hear you guys' thoughts. Because we did hear that they have been playing a lot against each other. Never mind.
That's the Meme League alert!
That is the Meme
League
alert.
It's a new thing, gods! We have red buttons and Meme League. Yeah! Let's go. Let's go.
Excuse me.
Hell out of my way. All right, get over here, you two bums. There's 5 cups. No one's been prepped, but this looks like a good old American shooting gallery to me.
All right, so we have the gun. Oh, no one has been practicing.
Yeah, wait, that's not fair. People were practicing.
Purse gun.
I know the aim. I know the way this curves down.
All right.
How's it